Gentlemen, it's been a while since we applied the sciences by catching up on all of our magic rankings.
There's so many swords. There's so many swords. There's so many swords.
The swords are easy, though.
There's so many
There's
swords.
so many food.
There's so many devils. Why did we let this happen?
Well, we were all busy, and then I had to join the Scryfall team in order to get us the high-resolution card imagery that we all crave, and so on and so forth. But now we're here, and we need to go through the entirety of the years 2022 and 2023 so far, anyways. Let's get started with swords. So let's do some swords.
The swords can go fast. The swords are pretty good.
So we're just going to go alphabetically through the swords just because whatever. Let's start off with an ancestral katana. So this is a pretty standard katana. It looks like a katana.
Yep. Makes stats bigger.
It's a samurai and warriors like to wield this katana as they do.
Yeah.
It's true.
Seems okay.
It's
Yeah.
It kind of has a really boring setup for a katana, if I'm going to be honest.
I mean, yeah.
As a notorious sword liker, this katana doesn't even have an Edo wrap. You know, like it's a plain grip. It has a kind of dull tsuba. It has a weird pommel instead of a, you know.
Remember, this is cyber Japan, so it's a cyber katana.
Well, this
and a
is
cyber katana should have like
yeah. So it's
even
not gonna
then,
have all the cyber.
Even then, if it was a cyber katana, what I'd prefer greatly would be a regular katana hilt on with a like an energy blade. You know, that'd be my shit right there. I think that this is a pretty much mediocre, maybe C grade sword.
Yeah,
that's my opinion on this.
I think this is just an okay sword.
It's all right.
It's okay.
I don't hate an ancestral katana.
All right.
But so it is less than ancestral blade, though.
Yes.
I guess so.
Okay, just checking.
Listen, it could have been higher if it was ancestral katana, if it was just a more interesting looking katana.
I mean, yeah.
But how do you feel about Anduril, Flame of the West?
I've got a problem here.
So is it just the fact that all these Lord of the Rings swords just look like fucking nonsense?
They don't look like nonsense. The problem is, so there's actually a thing that they're going for here. When Tolkien would write Lord of the Rings and whatnot, he pictured everything as taking place more in like a 10th to 11th century sort of level of technology and stuff. So the weapons in here are visually supposed to look more like Viking swords than they do like regular, typical, what do you think of as a medieval sword?
Yep.
But even still, why did none of them have fucking guards?
Don't need them.
That good.
They all got
Viking swords
that elf
have
strength.
short guards, but they've got guards still.
They all got that elf energy in them.
Yeah, elves don't give a fuck about their hands.
It's true. They got all that elfin
bullshit,
grace.
and you know it.
So, I mean, this is a sword that makes you stronger, and it summons some dead guys, summons the Frighteners. So, from that standpoint, it's all right. I don't care wildly for the look of the sword. It's an interesting representation of Anduril, but that's about where I feel.
Is, in my opinion, fine. The pommel is fine. The grip is fine. It is aesthetically desperate for a guard, and that is something that hugely brings it down for me.
Sure.
Mechanically, it's pretty cool, I think. It has the Sword of stats, with that 3 equipped 2. Although it's equipped creature +3/+1 instead of +2/+2. Sure. I think it's pretty good. I think it's a good sword at B.
I thought I'd put it a good sword as well. Red, do you have any objection to that?
No.
All right. Durl.
I haven't read The Lord of the Rings in like 20 years, so.
Well, let me tell you, it's a sword.
I haven't either.
It's a sword. At one point, Aragorn threatens an orb with the sword. He takes an orb and he says, "Hey, you big greasy eyeball looking through this orb, check out this sword." And then the eye goes, "Ah, fuck. He's got the sword."
Nice.
Barrow blade. So these are blades found in a barrow.
The ring rates use them, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think that this is the one that I think they this is after the hobbits get saved from the Barrow Wights, and these just happen to be in the grave. And Tom Bombadil is just, hey, why don't you take these swords? They're pretty cool.
Right. Those are the ones that Tom Bombadil get. Okay, yes. Sorry.
So these are Tom Bombadil endorsed blades.
Kind of.
Yes.
But in the sense that Tom Bombadil doesn't give a shit.
Correct.
That's Tom Bombadil's most notable trait. Whatever.
Yeah. With that said, I think this is very handsome, personally.
It's a cool looking sword. I like the patterns.
Sorry, I'm just smiling at last night when I get fucking Nurgle's rotted Tom Bombadil.
Hey, don't worry about it. He managed to get rid of it without dying.
Yeah, he did.
He got better.
Magic's great. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think this is very handsome. I like it quite a lot. It does inspire. It does got a guard and whatnot. It's shaped almost exactly like Sting from the movies, but this like recolored, which is the funny thing. Yeah, it's really nice though. I like it. I think that this is a great sword, in fact, even though it's tiny.
I get it.
I was gonna say it's like a good sword.
Okay, well here's
all right.
I like its look a lot.
Well, Red, is it great or is it merely good?
So why does it have that ability where it makes the thing lose all abilities till the time to turn?
I think it's because it's.
Explain the lore to me.
I don't fucking know. I believe the barrel blades were regular swords.
I think I forget what the specific stuff about the barrel blades.
Seems good to me.
All right, that's fine. If you want to put it down good, I'll accept that.
It seems good to me.
I just think it's handsome.
Sure, it is a very handsome sword.
I like that. I like this, super rare skin for my Sting for Frodo.
Of course.
The barrel blade is used to kill the Witch King of Angmar, so they're kind of catching a little bit of that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Removes indestructible. Got it.
Yeah. So what are you saying? Good or great?
I think it's still good.
All right.
All right. Good is fine. The barrel blades and Anduril, basically the same.
Basically the same.
Yeah.
Bitterthorn, Nissa's Animus. So this is Nissa's sword, which
this is the stem sword, but it's got little crab legs now.
Yeah, so it's Sword of the Animus, but now it's just walking around stabbing people on its own. Kind of lame. Let's be honest. Like,
what do we rank the stem sword?
It's Sword of the Animus is also a good.
It's good.
But the thing is that I think the Sword of the Animus was more interesting as the surprise she had a sword the whole time.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Whereas the surprise the sword is a guy.
Yeah.
And also it was a little guy piloting the sword. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It had like Kane's sword energy going on is the thing. And so it had a thin blade. I liked it to an extent. It was all right.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, it's still got the blade.
Yeah, but now that it's a guy...
Yeah, it kind of loses.
It has the potential to be a guy. It's got a little piloting station on it now.
I can slap it out of a little guy's hands and he dies, and I can pick it up myself instead.
Correct.
But then
it would like lick me though. I'm pretty sure.
No, I think it's just the sword.
I think it makes it worse having a little guy piloting it instead of it being the cane sword. Cane swords are cool.
They are.
Cane swords are all right.
Cane swords are cool.
I'm not saying they're great in function. I'm saying they're cool.
They're cool.
I think it's okay.
You think it's okay? All right. Well, Red, how are you feeling? I was kind of like, maybe it's mediocre, but...
it's okay.
All right. It is merely okay, folks. How do you feel about the Blade of Shared Souls? Got that hex gold going on.
It's a pretty cool sword.
Can't really see what's going on in the blade action. You see in other cases.
It's in the back where you've seen the case. It's just a big long blade.
Yeah. They've got the weird thing where they got this cool hex effect. Which hey, I'm gonna say a real bold thing here. Can I get a little bold here?
Okay.
I think hexagons look cool.
Hexagons do look cool.
Hexagons look all right, but they ain't no triangles.
I mean, sure.
I guess what is though, right? What is a triangle but triangles?
That's trigonometry, baby.
We're all saying this.
The Blade of Shared Souls is for Mirrodin, which is living weapon, but it makes it a bigger guy.
Except it's a guy holding it.
It's not
a guy piloting it.
Yeah, it's just a guy who happens to be holding it. He can show up with a sword and then immediately hand it off to someone and get scrapping.
Yeah.
So it's just a cool scrappy sword. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah. I think. In fact, I'd say it's okay.
I'm a little bit inherently opposed to big chunky boys like this, so I'm not that impressed by it personally.
Yeah,
I do like me a hexagon though. That's true.
I think,
and the fact that it's clearly not. I mean, it's like, okay, yeah, the blade itself is there's only a little bit of actual metal in there,
Yeah,
and the rest of it is this Mirrodin energy stuff.
Yeah,
means it probably handles fine.
Yep,
I think it's okay.
Really mess up a Phyrexian with it.
It's merely okay. Blade of Shared Souls. All right, here's one with two arts here. We got to rank the Blade of the Oni. So someone forged an Oni into a sword.
Or did they forge a sword into an Oni?
Well, they probably beckoned a Kami into this thing, but whatever. You have this cool art where it's focused more on this weird handle region, and then you have the one where it looks like a centipede.
I love the one that looks like a centipede. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah,
get that sort of kegare, like the centipede aesthetic going on in there. So it's a real nasty sword for nasty boys.
Yeah. I think this looks cool as hell.
I like the Blade of the Oni a lot. Yeah.
I love the fact that this thing can both be a cool sword that makes you into a fucking the Oni possesses you when you're wielding it, or if it really wants to, it can also go up and punch a guy
as a weird centipede
legs.
Yeah.
This might be a great sword.
I think it's a great sword.
Yeah,
I mean, it's also pretty big, so
we
can't keep making this joke.
Yeah.
All right.
Everything aside, even though it's all complicated and got that centipede look to it.
I mean, the legs fold in. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a nice, simple grip, and it's got that cool tassel. All of those things combined, I think it looks dope.
Agreed. All right, it's time for start getting weird, folks. Bone sabers.
Plain bone sabers to me.
So the Tyranids specifically, for some reason, they don't have inbuilt weapons. Instead, they have like bio weapons that they grow and then wield, even though they're not like, they don't have much need to actually have hands per se, except for the fact that they just hold their own bio weapons.
So then
it's better for them to have hands so they can, change to a different weapon if they have to.
So they grow them because they're cool.
Not because
they grow them because they want to have swords. They're swords that are grown.
But they could just have like swords growing out of them.
Yes, which in some cases they do. This case they're doing it because it's evolutionarily superior for
interchangeable parts. Yeah,
it's evolutionarily superior to have swords.
Yeah. Okay. They look cool.
They do. It's kind of silly, but it does look cool.
They're like psychically charged as well, although you can't tell because they just look like big dumbass swords made out of bones.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with these.
I mean, they look cool and they're made of bone.
I think they look kind of boring, honestly.
But they got those like cuts in the backs of them.
They do.
I like this shape. It's pleasing to my eye brain.
Yeah. But also they're just kind of it's basically you just take a big knife and then stretch it up and you have one of these. It's very simple design. It's a very simple design because they make little miniatures out of these. They can't make a complicated sword design,
Correct. Well, they made those chainsaw swords.
That doesn't solve them. I'm looking at the next card we're going to talk about. That's a complicated ass sword. Sorry, continue.
Well, yeah, because he's got a fucking model that's like twice the size. Anyway.
So is the implication here that when it's a guy's equipped with this, they just grow swords?
Yes, because they're bio, I guess.
But even if I give it to another guy,
then you just
if I give it to a frog, the frog is just going to grow bone swords.
Yeah, I guess so. Yes, because that's kind of thing with Tyranids. They adapt. So Typically, they don't adapt on the battlefield that much, but
If I go purely aesthetically, I actually think that these are mediocre myself.
I think they're okay.
I think they're good.
Oh, well.
Therefore, ergo.
I guess okay wins.
Yep. This is the magic of science.
That's the science of magic.
Yep.
Drachnian.
Okay, explain this one to me.
This is Abaddon's sword.
You're gonna have to explain it a lot better than that.
All right. So at one point, a demon, for some reason, we don't quite know why, that really powerful ass demon decided to turn itself into a sword as like a joke. We don't know.
Okay.
And specifically, it's so that now it's being wielded by Chaos's champion to screw up reality. And also, he's not, even him, Abaddon, is not necessarily sure what's going on with the sword.
Okay.
So the sword is, a demon. It does the thing.
Okay.
And it murders people.
Which is a good quality of a sword.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I mean, it's kind of neat.
Drachnian.
It's a sword that literally kills somebody when you bring it out in the field. And then it makes you stronger based off the things it's consumed, the souls it's consumed. I think that's cool as hell. That is a really cool representation of what Drachnian is, kind of.
That is pretty cool.
I do like that. I also have never hated Drachnian's design either. It's just got that big ass like demon ricasso, and that's just a regular sword from that point on.
It's very just silly, but
it's got it's got the arrow shapes in the guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I get it.
One thing that
I recognize things now.
One thing I've always hated about Drachnian, though, is that it's got the dumbest fucking name for like a sword I've ever heard.
It's his name, okay? If I were a demon and my name was Jeff,
that demon's got a dumbass name. Sorry.
Drachnia.
Be nice.
I'm not gonna be nice. He's a demon. He doesn't deserve it.
That's true. What are you thinking? I would say this is kind of a great sword, actually. I think it's a cool.
I think it's kind of a great sword.
I'm convinced you've explained the lore of it to me. I'm like, all right, that seems like a pretty cool one.
And I'm not holding the name against it too much. I've always thought it was really stupid. Of all 40K names, it's the dumbest one.
Well, it's either that or you get something where they're just like fucking like Kairos Fate, whatever. You get like
Kairos Fate Weaver is actually flows better than Drachnian.
What about like Skullbrand?
Skullbrand's all right.
Skullbrand's a pretty cool name, and that's fine.
It's all of that stuff, fine. Though.
That's fine.
Anyway.
Skullbrand. No, I'm into Skullbrand. The more I think about it, even.
Sorry, it's Scarbrand.
Apologies. That's still kind of cool, but not as cool as Skullbrand.
Skullbrand is better.
I got mixed up because he has, in fact, a big scar on his demon face that burned into his skull. So it's kind of both. But anyways, Dúnedain Blade.
What's the lore of this one?
Dúnedain.
It's just the sword of the Dúnedain people.
Okay, cool.
Which is like Aragorn's people. So it's basically,
I don't get to do the thing where I constantly ask for the lore of magic cards. So
it's like
this is weird.
Sword. It's just a sword for
okay.
dudes.
So that's why it's equipped human. Got it.
Yeah.
Finally, a sword for men at long last.
No ladies are allowed to touch this sword. How do you feel about how gappy
I can give it to an
is?
elephant though. Still, so
a lot of holes in this sword. You're not drinking soup off of this blade.
There's just speed holes.
No, I don't like those speed holes. The big old gemerald on it is way too over large too. Because like you compare that to Anduril, it's like, why is this got a way bigger gemerald on it than Anduril does?
It's not a real gemerald, obviously.
That doesn't make it any better.
I know. I'm not using that as a way to say it's better.
And and then the speed holes in it I don't particularly enjoy either.
It's mediocre sword.
It's not like it's the worst thing. I think it's probably an okay sword rather than mediocre, but it's close.
Red, how do you feel? You fine with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Dúnedain Blade.
Dúnedain.
Eater of Virtue, another kind of demonic blade where this one literally just like
soul-eating katana. It's great.
You wield this katana and you die.
It's like Bishamon's sword in Darkstalkers.
Yeah.
I like that it's got a mouth on
There's
it.
2 arts as well for this one.
Yep. I like the mouth on the default one, kind of in the hilt. That's kind of cute.
And it's kind of cool that just opens up and consumes a soul.
The Tsuba being a mouth is very cute. Yeah, and this one actually does have needle wrap in it and everything, and it's like that's a handsome katana.
Yeah.
And then the other art is interesting because it's well, I can't make full judgment on it based off of the like hilt alone here because you don't actually get to see the whole blade, but this could actually be like a dao instead. It kind of looks a little bit like it's got like more of a grip like one.
It kind of does, and it's got the tassel or whatever on it too. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I like both of them. I think they're neat. I think they're pretty great swords, actually.
Sure. So nothing wrong with that being a great sword.
What did I use this for?
It's also an interesting effect. Yeah, just, you know, just eat a guy with a keyword on it, and bam, you got a sword that just becomes bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a real good trope. It's like Bishamon's sword from Darkstalkers.
It is like
Bishamon's
that makes me really excited.
You can give it to Zangief.
Yeah, you can.
All right. Enormous energy blade. Hold on. Let me get my soapbox here for a sec. All right. Everybody back off for a sec. All right. The whole point of an energy blade is that it has no mass. Why is the flavor around this thing built so around about how heavy this sword is? Yes, it's got this big handle and hilt. I get you. But you're breaking the entire point of the flavor of your energy blade when you are implying that the sword is it's missing the point. The whole thing about enormous energy blade is that you can wield it without having to deal with the mass of the blade. You're ruining it. I'm right. Sorry.
You know what they were going for the giant anime sword, but they thought that wasn't fantastical enough.
Yes, but they basically
that's what it is. But no, I agree 100% with
you. They tried cutting it both ways to say like it's like Cloud's sword, and also it's like a beam saber from Gundam because it's the fucking anime / mecha kind of references going on here. Yeah. But it just makes both references intrinsically worse.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think this is a mediocre sword.
I think this is at best mediocre sword. It is worth noting though that still sometimes, namely one starred war makes it so that like, okay, the energy blade makes it weirdly hard to use.
But that's like vibrating or something.
Yeah, wouldn't necessarily be heavy, but
like I said, it's a cute flavor on the card text, but it also just completely breaks the point. That's all. So try better, Wizards of the Coast. Hey, Wizards of the Coast, I know you're listening right now. Do better.
Wow.
Glamdring. So this is Gandalf's elf sword.
It's kind of just worse Anduril visually. Except like I guess a little bit of energy like on it. It glows.
You can stick a carrot into the center and slice it that way.
You can stick weed in there.
You can.
It's pipe weed.
That is Gandalf's thing.
He likes
smoking weed.
Gandalf's that's where one of the places he just stashes his weed.
He likes to put it up to his mouth and blow smoke holes through his sword. Like, check this out, kids. Boop.
Same problems as Anduril.
The ability of this sword, is that tied to the sword itself or the fact that it's Gandalf's sword?
It's definitely tied to Gandalf more than anything else, because I think Glamdring was actually just a regular sword.
No, I mean it was
an elf sword.
It's an elf sword that glows in the presence of like orcs and whatnot, but yeah. Like kind of like Sting does.
Yeah, basically just normal.
It's a racist sword. We got it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's mostly because it's owned by Gandalf, though, that it has this effect. Yeah.
Yeah. He does wizard stuff, ergo. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I mean, sure.
It's okay. Like, I don't know what to say.
I love that all these, like, some of the most legendary swords in fiction, and it's like, well, they're all right.
Look.
I agree, 100%. I agree. I think it's very funny.
I've seen better depictions of Glamdring. It's just part of it.
I'm aware. Yeah, same.
which is
I actually am quite fond. I'm actually quite fond of the Lord of the Rings set, and like I don't have many problems with like the art.
Great.
That swords is like the one thing.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I just don't. It just does not inspire me to go like, wow.
I'm the owner of Sword.zone. It does bother me. I dislike it. I have strong opinions about swords.
Yeah. But how do you feel about the Great Sword of Tyr?
That looks like just a regular ass sword I could get off of like Dark Sword Armory or something.
Which
is this Norse mythology tier or is this
No, this is
well, hold on.
Dragons
Sorry, hold on. The actual answer is to both your questions is yes.
Okay.
So literally it's a canon thing in fucking D&D that the D&D tier is the same as your fucking Viking tier.
Okay.
Well, then why isn't it? I was about to say on fire, and then I remember. Wait, that's Surtur. Never mind.
That's Surtur. Yes.
I don't know. This is not great.
It's
like
fine. Just gonna look up the card Greatsword real quick, original ass Greatsword, and think like, yeah, I have the same feelings about Greatsword as I have about Greatsword of Tyr. If I'm being honest, it's better mechanically, or more interesting at least.
Sure.
I mean, it's kind of cool that it's punishing, bad dudes and making you good. So it's a hero sword, but that's all swords do.
This is better than mediocre. It's okay.
Yeah. It's no HTML. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Hero's heirloom.
I need you to pronounce that better.
Sorry, Hero's heirloom.
Thank you.
Eros.
Respect our beautiful language.
The Benelish swords are they have a very distinct look to them that I can appreciate, that they stay consistent, that they got that stained glass.
They got the enchanted stained glass, yeah.
Yeah. I do wish they weren't so thick and juicy, if I'm being honest.
You don't like their shovel-like nature.
That's my biggest problem with them, but I do appreciate that they have a style that they stick with, is what I'm gonna say about that.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, and this was specifically Danitha's sword, I guess. Because she's dead now, right? Or something?
Oh,
no, she's fine. Her dad died.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, all right.
Her dad got completed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hero's heirloom is all right. I think it's perfectly fine. I think it's a good sword.
You think it's a good sword?
I think so.
I think it's an okay sword.
I think it's good.
Okay. I can tolerate that. Infested Flesh Cutter. This is a sword that when you hit a guy, a weird bug comes out and starts poisoning people.
Hey, you want to know something about Infested Flesh Cutter?
Yeah.
I think this thing fucking rules.
I think it's cool as hell.
I think this sword is dope.
It looks cool.
Calcium sword.
Yeah.
Now this is a bone sword.
Exactly.
It's got meat in it. It's bleeding. It's got kind of weird chain. It's got the little look. I gotta admit, I'm always a sucker for like the weird implication, like chainsaw bits on a sword. I think it's neat. Like this is a sword that bites you.
Does it have chains? I thought those were just mites crawling on it.
I mean, maybe it's mites. Whatever. I mean, those mites will bite people.
Yeah,
those mites will bite you. They might bite you.
I just like that this is like. It also is like a very, very comprehensively follows the design of the machine orthodoxy as well. Yep. Where it's got that, the porcelain white and red look to it. I think it's great.
It is.
This sword is extremely good looking.
Yeah, I think this is in fact a great sword. I think it's very neat. What can we say?
We agree with that.
We're really a
sword. I like a sword when you swing it, a guy flies out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a number of those on the great sword list. It's a pretty good quality of swords.
It's great.
And they're also
my thought on this is like I'm debating mentally in my head if this is actually a contender for the second S rank, actually. I genuinely love this thing's design. If I wanted to create if I want to point at something saying like, that is something that both still captures the aesthetics of a real sword, which is something that I really like, and also leans very heavily into a visual language of where it's coming from, while also being evocative of the mechanics of the card. It kind of does everything that I'd want out of a card.
So the thing is, right now with all our systems set up here, there's only really one supreme sword. The question is, does this beat out Dancing Scimitar? Which is a reasonable question.
It does not.
I don't think it does. I just think that it basically would deserve in the same slot in my head. If you think that there should only be one supreme sword, then sure, I can leave it at that. But I think that there's space to have supreme swords.
I think great swords are already pretty great.
All right. Well, if I get to mentally keep this as being a very high-ranked great sword,
Yes,
sure.
very it's noted.
Yeah,
yes,
it's truly a notable sword. You're not wrong. But how do you feel about Kellen's light blades?
I think they're cool.
He's got a couple lightsabers, and he's going woo.
He's got lightsabers. These act way more like Zero's saber in Mega Man X.
They're wooden. They're just wooden hilts given by the Fey Lord.
So they're fairy blades, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think that's a really neat idea.
Yeah, I like before he figures out how to get them to work, he just throws them at a guy.
Yeah, but this is what I'm talking about with like the whole thing. The cool part about having a blade that is like us made of light, you just swing those things and you just cut guys. It's cool. Yeah. I think this is a good sword.
I do mean that too. That I think that these actually feel very much like the Z sabers. They have that same sort of like the cutting comes out.
Yeah.
As a like shaped cut already.
It's basically just a handle, So
which I think
I think these are pretty good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Also, I think the basket hilts going on here are actually kind of handsome.
Yeah. Like I said, they're like cool, like organically wooden grown ones too. So.
But how handsome are these lizards?
Extremely handsome.
Extremely handsome. These guys fucking rule.
I love them.
Are you kidding me?
I love them.
So there's two arts here. One looks like a little bit shorter swords here, but there's also this one that looks like katanas with the lizards in the handles. So
I love that.
These are great.
I love that these are truly little guys.
Yeah. It's just two swords that happen to be two little lizards. That's great.
It's two little horny toads. It's great.
Love them.
I might consider. Are these supreme swords?
No. The dancing scimitar is way fucking cooler.
What are you talking about? These are lizards.
No, these are real good, but the dancing scimitar is cooler.
I do love them. But listen, if Infested Flesh Cutter's not getting up an S, there's no way Lizard Blade is.
All right. So these are great swords.
Listen, if you were fine with having 3, then I'd be down.
We're not. So there can only be one.
But the Lizard Blades are great.
Yeah. Lothlorien blades. This is exactly like those other Lord of the Rings swords, but this one's racist for elves.
Oh. No, I mean the other one was racist because it does just glow when.
There's also like the Dune. This is like Dundum blade, but for elves.
Huh.
So not race.
It's not racist. It's just that elves are good at using it.
It's just an elf supremacist sword.
It's racist to an extent because now we're talking about like human and elf supremacist blades, which are that's racist in and of itself.
Sure.
All right. I mean, it's got a little gemerald floating in the center of it again.
This is the most extreme version of the thing.
The Duneton blade are separate but equal.
My problem with this is that this is the most extreme version of all the problems I've had with all of the Lord of the Rings swords so far.
They're very consistent, I will say, but they also look very samey.
Samey, and again, I don't like the inherent design on them either. So
you couldn't store weed in that at all.
Yeah, it's way too big. The weed would just fall out.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm just going to go ahead and continue to go down the list here, that puts this as mediocre sword to me.
Yeah, okay. I don't have a problem with that.
I do appreciate non-steel materials being used because I think that's handsome. Like this copper alloy that's being used here instead. I think it looks nice, but it doesn't change the design going on. It's just a different color.
Yeah. I kind of hate Luxior Giadia's gift.
I
like it mechanically a lot.
Which part do you hate the most?
The soup orb in the center.
You mean the bong? The fact that you can like smoke out of this thing?
The fact you can occasionally just
give Gandalf the sword.
Yes.
Gandalf's not a planeswalker, so he wouldn't get big abilities.
Oh, he would get big. Don't you worry. Gandalf has that handled with this thing. He knows exactly what to do with it.
I realize it's just like an optical illusion thing, but I can't look at this thing without making it look like that. When it gets past like the orb, it just like bends like 10 degrees. Like it just looks like it's just like crooked. I realize
it's not
illusion,
crooked.
But...
The line is straight. It's just, yeah, I know what you mean.
It's an optical illusion.
Yeah. It's because of the swirling on the bong.
But someone's just gonna like hit. You're gonna use that like guard, and someone's gonna immediately smash a bunch of glass into your hand off of your
yeah. They're gonna get sprayed with bong water.
Mm-hmm. And that means you've won.
Is that what Halo was the whole time?
Yes, that's what angels are made of. They're made of bong water.
Well, no, I don't hate it as much as you because there are like big bulbous like guards like this that exist.
But
I don't like it much either.
I like that this sword both freaking it cut Ob Nixilis's neck pretty good, and then also it stabbed Jace in the chest.
It did.
That's all it really did.
That is true.
It cut 2 people.
I guess I don't hate this as much as you, but I don't like it much either.
I think I like that the blade is very slender.
Yeah.
I would call
I can
this
appreciate a good
sword.
slender.
It's a cool Art Deco sword.
Sure.
Like if we were still using swords in the 20s.
You know what? Here's my big problem with it.
Yeah.
Here's my big problem aesthetically with it.
Yep.
I actually wish the bulb was on the pommel instead of the guard.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd
but
prefer
then you
that.
Show it as well, so.
Yeah. Or having 2 bulbs on it. It'd actually be kind of.
What if you just had like going up the center of the blade?
I would hate that.
I know.
What if the orb was like emitting light? Like it was just.
What if the orb was on the tip?
Light?
What if that was just at the very tip?
It'd be like I was playing Tears of the Kingdom, just attaching stuff to my swords.
Yeah. Silver Bokoblin horn, yeah.
It'd make it a glass hammer. It'd be great.
I think it's like okay. I think this is an okay sword.
Yeah.
You think it's okay, Red, or do you think it's mediocre like
it's okay. I think it's okay.
All right.
It definitely isn't going above okay. I'll say that for sure. This is a low okay.
Look, part of my brain is like an angel did make this. I don't expect, and like a little angel.
A teenager made this.
We're talking about an angel the size of
a teen angel made this, and it is exactly what it looks like.
The teen angel that goes up to your waist.
Yep.
Absolutely tiny.
She got failed out of Forge and Fire immediately. She did not make the cut. A packed weapon. Now, is this a sword? Here's the real question. Is this a sword? Or I guess it could be a sword. It looks like a sword.
It's depicted as a sword.
I like it that it looks like he's holding a skeleton.
Dante wants Rebellion back, actually.
It kind of does look like Rebellion. You're right. It does kind of look like Rebellion.
It's a little bit less extreme, but it does look a lot like Rebellion, is all I'm saying.
He is kind of cutting his hand with the thing to do dark arts.
Yeah. I think that's a plus on swords.
I do like the effect here being kind of an undead pact thing where as long as you have the sword, you can't die as long as the dude's holding it. It's kind of a neat thing.
Unnoticed by it's unclear because you don't actually get to see like the tip of this, but I'm pretty sure this is actually a curved sword.
I'm pretty
sure this is a scimitar.
Based on the handle, that's what I assumed it was.
And also the way that the cutting of the hand is being done in only that one direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a scimitar, which means if I picture this entire thing in my head, it feels pretty handsome, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. I think this is a pretty good sword.
And it has a neat mechanic. I think this is a good sword.
Yeah?
I think it's a pretty good sword. Packed weapon. Ramosian Greatsword.
It's a Mercadian sword.
So a bunch of you guys can get together to bring out this sword.
Yeah? Bunch of goblins.
You know what you really, really want on a big two-handed sword?
What's that?
A really wide guard.
Yeah?
You know what this doesn't have?
It kind of does. It's got those wings.
Yeah. It's got those wings, but that's not what I mean by wide.
Maybe they fold down.
Well, that makes them pretty bad at being guards.
Does it?
Yeah, because now you've got a hinge on there. That's going to make it significantly weaker.
Well, you're saying like, oh, what do those things fold down like the Master Sword or something?
Yeah, something like that maybe. I mean, they don't.
I'm not
just
convinced.
It's yeah.
I only just now noticed the two Ramos' skull symbols on the sides of the banner.
Yeah.
I just noticed those. That's cute.
It's okay. I'd say
It's not the ugliest sword I've ever seen or nothing, but this thing is
Is it?
it
Okay
looks like it fell out of Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, I could see that.
This is a weapon Clive would be using.
Is it an okay sword or a mediocre sword?
I think that makes it an okay sword.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Ramosian, great sword. Sting, the glinting dagger. Now, here's the question here, or another judgment call. It's a dagger in the hand of a small boy. Make it a sword. Is this like a short sword?
Traditionally, this is used like a sword in basically every instance and is also depicted as such, even though it's called a dagger in basically every single instance of like art that there's ever been put out for fucking Lord of the Rings. Correct. I think that it's a sword that they call a dagger.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will agree to that.
Yeah, and this is a sword. So this is a sword that is most notable for being racist.
A racist.
And every single mechanical ability on this thing is defined by it keeping you alert to people you don't like being around.
Ugh.
Around goblins.
It's a product
orcs.
of its times. It's very funny. I mean, it is what it is. So.
Never orcs.
How do you feel about this look, though? Between it's
just a smaller version of all these fucking Lord of the Rings swords. It has the same problems. Like,
ironically,
it's no different.
Ironically, if it was a dagger, I'd be fine with it.
I think it looks.
It's.
I think it's the better looking of one of these. To be honest,
it is, but like they are all very samey, is what I'm getting at. The fact that all of them look like this is so weird to me.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what decision was made on the art team to have this as like the baseline design for all of these.
Yeah.
But I disagree with it from the outset, is what I'm getting at.
Sure.
Whatever.
On my end, this is okay. I think that Andoril is actually the best looking of them. I think this one is merely okay.
Sure.
Not even a hole to hide the weed.
Yeah, no weed hole. And the Hobbits would love that.
Yeah,
I don't know necessarily Frodo would, but you better believe Sam would.
mean, look at Sam's face in that full art one. You know.
Exactly.
You know, Sam. Another one with two arts here. We have the Swords of Forge and Frontier.
Swords of Forge.
Swords of Forge and Fire Champions.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Mirren sword. Looks cool.
Yeah, it's got the hex gold stuff going on there. I think this looks... Look, I realize you don't like these gappy, like, Mirrodin swords. I like how this one looks.
It's in the case I've said before, I will give the Swords of X and Y a bit of a pass because they are designed to be two literal swords at the same time.
Yeah.
I think this is a great sword.
I think this one's pretty good. Also, of the for my money, of the what do you call it? Of the allied swords, this is one of the stronger ones.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that as well.
Yeah,
I actually like the design on the black and white art a little bit more personally.
I mean, sure.
I like the like stuff that it is evoking there with that one. The kind of comic book look to it.
Sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's a sword of X and Y, and it's one that doesn't like make me say I don't like this. So yeah, of course, it's a great sword.
Yeah,
sure. Sword of Forge and Frontier. How do you feel though about the Sword of Once and Future?
It's an Eldrainer sword. Eldrainian.
Yeah.
I like this one. It looks a lot like Soul Calibur.
It does kind of look like Soul Calibur.
It does.
It looks a lot like Soul Calibur, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's pretty good. Like, again, it has the same deal as all of the other ones where I give it a pass for that.
One of those blades is literally... I mean, both those blades look like they're not even, like, physical blades. They're, like, both, like, literally one's a sword of light and one's a sword of darkness.
I enjoy specifically the way that the artist rendered the blades.
Yes.
I think they look very nice.
Yeah, this is probably.
I'll
Like
also say one's not a sword of light, one's a sword of water.
That's true.
Yes.
Wet light.
Yes.
I think
Great
that's
sword.
pretty cool. And yeah, again, they kind of all deserve to be up there.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sure that they could make one that just looks awful and that you'd be like, no. They put one up there and just look like a hammer, and you're like, look, guys, you didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
Last sword here, Veteran's Power Blade.
It's a sword with a power stone in it.
Now, it's talking about like a sword Cloud would use.
It is
It
stabbed
only
into
has
the
one
neck
materia
of
slot, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough. Like, one materia slot. What am I getting? It better have quadruple speed. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, it has equipped soldier,
Does have equipped soldier.
all caps soldier.
It's kind of a bone splitter variant, I guess. Because +2/+0 with a 1 cost equip.
Yeah, we can't really see what's going on the front end of the sword, but as Red was pointing out, he did.
It's stabbed into the
a
neck of one of
robot.
Mishra's automatons, yeah.
I know that this has a head that's basically like just the fucking Buster Sword down there. I can just picture that.
Sure.
It's all right. It doesn't really speak to me as something that I would like really throw out as being really cool. I could see this getting reprinted in the Final Fantasy set in 2 years.
That's true. Could see that. I think they're gonna get that. That's gonna be its own legendary blade.
Oh, the Buster Sword will be its own sword for sure. Yeah.
The Buster Sword. Oh man, we're gonna get a freaking Sephiroth sword, aren't we?
Yeah.
A Masamune of some kind. Yeah.
It's
Correct.
gonna be very funny. Oh man.
And it will probably be the Final Fantasy VII version where it's the world's longest Nadachi. Yes.
I mean, yeah. It's the one people know.
Do you know literally now is the first time I really like spent any amount of time thinking about that set, and I'm like, oh man, you think they're actually gonna get us the Gilgamesh we all know and crave?
Not the one that we really, really crave.
The Planeswalker Gilgamesh.
If they stick with their rules, then they're not going to make it a Planeswalker, although it would be the perfect time for them to break their rules. So,
I mean, they made some of those D&D guys Planeswalkers.
Well, those
that was
are
in Universes
their own
Beyond.
thing because D&D has their own version of that shit. So
I mean, that's basically what Gilgamesh. Anyways, we're getting off topic.
correct.
Is
But
it
also-
officially, those also aren't Universes Beyond products, I think. They're tentpole releases of non-Universes Beyond sets,
Yeah.
I think is what it is.
They do not have the triangle, whatever.
That's true. So is this an okay sword?
Oh, I didn't even think about ranking it. Yeah, it's an okay sword.
Yeah.
All
Veterans
right.
Power Blade, just fine. Yeah, that gets in there. It looks better than a lot of the other like big chunky ones of this kind of design, in my opinion. It's got a nice handle to it.
Yeah, it's fine, but it's not like like fantastically good or even great.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's the swords. Okay, let's go on to Manticores. Only one Manticore or Masticore, and in this case, it is Argentum Masticore.
It's got an interesting look to it. It is one of those Masticores like what is it? The other Molten Tail and the other ones, which don't really have much in the way of the human face, but that's because in this case it's a
gigantic mouth
Phyrex-
that runs the entire length of its neck.
it is a
love how this
Phyrexian
thing looks.
Masticore specifically.
Yeah.
I love how this thing looks. I love that it's like just like sucking up dudes into its like engine, like supplicants. I love how fucked up its face looks.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is like the best Masticore. I don't think it beats the two Manticores, but I think this is the best Masticore.
I don't think it beats Conquering, or probably.
I don't
not
think it's
Sawback
even better
either.
than Sawback.
I like the original Masticore more, but it is fucking sick.
I like the original Masticore. I think I'm with Zorak about it, of me enjoying it a little bit more. This one.
Alright.
It does look like we just took the head of a T-Rex, put it on a dog, and then,
No, but it's
gave
even
it the
longer. Like, if
weird
you look at the
back
mouth,
tentacles.
like the mouth is like keeps going. Like it's got like teeth for days.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to picture. Okay, how about we took the head of a sperm whale?
Sure. I just like how weird this thing looks.
Not
Also,
enough
yeah.
teeth for a sperm whale.
It's got a ton of teeth over there.
It's
though.
mostly
It's not, well,
made
that's
of
what I'm
teeth.
saying. It's sperm whales. They only have teeth on the bottom row.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing's practically made of teeth.
Yeah.
And let's jump in and do chimeras. Only one new chimera as well. It's also another Phyrexian one, and it's Serum Core Chimera.
Yeah.
I love the long trailing aesthetic of this thing and the blue-red like art here.
It's kind of
I
weird.
think the color
like,
choices are really nice.
they went for like a robot chimera, which is kind of a different concept here, where it's actually like,
Well, it's a Mirren thing,
Yeah.
corrupted in
Yeah.
Phyrexia. So
but it's
metallic.
also like, but no, I mean like it's two technology. It's like three technologies taped onto each other in that sense. Like it looks like it's not
It's
a
like a
fusion of beasts.
wirefly and a frogmite. Yeah, it's
It's a neat effect. Yeah, it's just
You can pick out the individual parts of it that all merge together in here. So it is a chimera.
yeah.
It's just a mechanical chimera because A, Mirren, B, Phyrexian, and C.
Yeah.
Those were all that to begin with.
I think it's
it's
pretty
cool.
neat one of these things. I don't know if I would necessarily put it extremely high on this list though, because there's a lot of chimeras
I like
that
it.
just have a
I'm
lot
going to
of good
directly
looks.
compare it to one
Okay.
of another blue-red chimera that was a sort of a similar thing because that's Spellheart chimera, and I think I like the creativity of chimerizing. Apologize. These three mechanical things together a little bit more. than those
Sure,
three.
but I don't think it goes anywhere near that high.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm kind of I would probably
Like,
I'm not
put
because
just
this-
I do not think Serum Core Chimera is better than Riptide Chimera.
yeah.
I do not think it is better than Tree Shaker Chimera.
I would put it above honestly like Shimmerwing Chimera is where I would put it. So right below Storm Chaser.
I could see that.
Like not a bad place
I
to
like
be.
it better than Storm Chaser person as well.
I would also put it right above Storm Chaser.
Okay. I just like the eagle, bull dichotomy on Storm Chaser. But
Oh,
that's fair.
yeah. I like that it has the electrical arc between the horns of the bull.
Yeah. Or Chimera. Cool. That's Chimeras. Let's talk about Yeti. We have two Yeti. That's crazy. To get two Yeti in like this short amount of span of time is great. I'm excited. Let's start up with Crag Smasher Yeti. So this looks like it's probably a Tarkir Yeti, given the dragons in the background. I don't know. I guess it's just more stuff. That's just more Phyrexian, invasion stuff. And it's fighting some Phyrexian. And it's backing up.
that could be a Cold Heim one too.
Yeah. And I like that it's playing backup.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a funny
I like
idea.
that it has mountain cycling because you can go looking for the Yeti, but you'll probably not find the Yeti, and there'll be a mountain.
Yeah. It's kind of a neat take on the kind of old searching on mountain for Yeti thing, which we've seen on other Yetis in the past.
The thing that I'm not enjoying as much about it is how, while it is still pretty ape-like, there's so much, there's a lot of spike going on this Yeti. Like
I
a
think
lot
it
of.
I think it is a Tarkir
Horn.
Yeti.
I told you. It's a Phyrexianized Inoc that he's fighting, so.
Sure.
Yeah, I suppose Summit Prowler did have.
Yeah, he's
all
a
of that
weird
stuff going on.
Tarkir
before.
Yeti, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they look
Where
like.
they have the. All right, if it is staying consistent, I guess between those two, then so I can respect that.
Yep.
Tarkir's Yetis are just a lot sharper than other Yetis, sure.
Yeah.
He's not super sneaky in the way the Yeti is, but that's
He
fine.
Nah,
can
as
be
long as in your face.
elusive. He's got mountain cycling.
Kind of. But otherwise, like it's a look, if you're gonna have to put a mountain cycler in your set, putting on
Yeah.
a Yeti is pretty cool. I will say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
I will
that,
throw this out here too, that it is funny that it will pop up here, prop up someone else because a Yeti just shows up and is like your bud for that fight. It's pretty funny.
Throws you through a guy.
that's kind of funny.
Mhm.
Yeah. I would not put it extremely high though. Like it's
I'm
middle
going
of
to
the
directly
pack.
compare it to Summit Prowler, and Summit Prowler is a vanilla creature, whereas this does have at least some Yetiing going on.
Yeah.
But I
that-
don't like it more than Sylvan Yeti though, because
Yeah, I would
I
put it
love
below
Sylvan
Sylvan Yeti.
Yeti.
Sylvan Yeti's too funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
the Halloween party that Sylvan Yeti is coming back completely blitzed is was a hell of a time.
Yeah.
One other Yeti, Isu the Abominable.
We did it. We got a legendary Yeti.
We finally got a legendary Yeti, and there's a lot to like about here. In that
It's a snow creature.
It's a
It
snow
is
creature.
a snow creature.
He does snow stuff. He interacts with snow lands, allows you to do other stuff in the snow. Literally has the word abominable in the name, the first appearance of abominable in Yeti names.
Mm-hmm.
He's massive.
He's
I have
he's
a
a
problem
giant
with Isu.
dude. What's your problem with Isu?
What's your problem with this dude?
I
What's
don't
your
like
beef?
that he has a sword
I mean, I think that's a tree.
Well, no, on his waist.
on his waist.
Oh,
He's got
that
a
one,
sword
yeah.
with him.
Whatever.
I like
got
his
armor,
brow.
too.
I don't. Yeah, the armor I don't feel as bad about because that's just like big old honked pieces of ice, and I think that looks.
I mean,
nice.
the sword's also made of ice.
He could be wearing a pair
Yeah,
of like
the
igloos
sword
on
I
his
also
shoulders, I think
assumed was just made of ice.
But it feels weird for there to be a sword. Is what I'm getting. I don't
kind
get
of
bothered by
right.
the armor. I do get bothered by the sword.
You're kind of right. Like I kind of agree. Where it's the thing, like, why do they need like this trappings of civilization being attached to a Yeti feels like against purposes. Like it's.
I
don't think it makes him
recipe,
bad. I don't think it makes him bad, but it does kind of diminish him. You're right. I agree. He is not the Yeti.
Well, I mean, who is?
Mountain Yeti.
Mountain Yeti.
He's
True.
top of the line.
That is
Like,
true.
Isu is fine. I like him. He's not bad. Not at all.
Yeah. It's fine. Yeah, I would probably put it I might put it above.
Look at Oran Yeti because I
Oran
Yeah.
Yeti's friggin' great.
I was thinking
yeah.
like either above or below Oran Yeti, to be honest.
I like Oran Yeti's got look, this is something I like. If you're gonna have a weapon on a Yeti, the fact that he's just got a just fucking huge icicle, that's I'm down for.
Yep.
So I like Oran Yeti a little bit more.
Sure.
I will put him above Sylvan Yeti.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isu the Abominable. Yeah, I think this is I 100% agree with this.
Mm-hmm.
This is good science. Great science. All right, let's talk about frogs. More frogs.
We just did these, and there's 3 more. But also 2 of them are frogs we've already ranked.
Yeah. Well, let's start off with the easier one. Or, well, let's start off with
Which
Halo
one is the easier one?
Halo Hopper.
Okay.
So, this
Little
is
origami
kinda,
frog.
Yeah, it's another origami frog, which it's not the first one of these we got. But it doesn't have the frog
decoy is one, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't have like the goof of Papercraft Decoy about being, a decoy.
Yeah, but it has been covered in bong water.
An angel has in fact blessed this frog, which, to be honest, I love the fact that it is specifically the combination of child, kami, and angel, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Three divine powers, the holy trinity of kid, kami, angel.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, technically.
Yeah, amen.
Frog.
Yeah.
All right.
That's kind of nice. I like Papercraft Decoys, like
Everything about it.
It's whereas this doesn't really like live up to that.
Yeah, I don't like this nearly as much. Like it's not bad. Don't get me wrong.
I like Noxious Toad more.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good placement because I fucking hate that excavating a nerd.
I know you do.
And Galloping Lizrog, we're then going to get into, Simics, right? So
yeah.
Halo Hopper is right below Noxious Toad. Makes sense to me. Yeah,
Halo Hopper. I do like the color scheme. I'll say it's a nice tree fog look with the legs, but.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So this is where things gets complicated. So there was two different team up cards for March of the Machine. So I guess do we want to start with Thalia and the Gitrog monster with all 3 of its arts?
Yes.
So it's the Gitrog monster, but Thalia happens to be riding it.
Yeah.
In fact, Thalia is not in control of it at all, and is
The Gitrog.
remember right.
Good.
She's fucking carrot and stick in Gitrog monster, if I remember right? Like, that's the idea.
Gitrog monster actually came to Thalia because it knows that Thalia is going to lead it, and basically, yeah, they're working together. But the Gitrog monster is also like, I could just eat this later.
But it's also the thing if you think about it, they're both leaders of peoples in their own way.
Yes, in their own way. That one is a Hypnotoad. Yes,
Thalia is. You could kind of view Thalia and the Gitrog monster almost as like a kind of like an anglerfish. You have your social lure, and then you have the primal lure. The Gitrog monster.
But so the weird thing here is it's literally just the Gitrog monster again, but with Thalia attached.
Which actually kind of makes it worse, is the thing.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's like it can't be as good as the Gitrog monster.
No, it's strictly
also,
speaking a worse version of it, like from the perspective of what you care about.
Also, from my perspective, is that all three of these arts have one downside on them. They make the Gitrog monster kind of cute.
He was always kind of
if you know what I mean.
He was always
but no. Gitrog monster was always kind of cute from the perspective of us weirdos who think that things like the Gitrog monster are cute. Yeah. I mean, they made him more traditionally cute. He's looking like he's smiling and stuff in some of these, and I don't like that.
Frogs are always smiling.
Yeah,
I know that frogs are cute. I agree with you. I just don't like the way that they took the art of the Gitrog monster in these specifically.
Like, I appreciate the joke of these. Don't get me wrong. But also, no, thanks. Like, how low do we go with this? Like, because to be honest, like, it's kind of a thing where it's just like, this is not what we're looking for with these like team ups. It's kind of like the Simic thing again, It's like you're diminishing this thing by having it. You're defocusing it.
Well, what if you compare it to the other Gitrog?
Oh, it's like the horror.
Remember, there's two Gitrogs.
Yeah, compared to Horror Zava.
This is the third time the Gitrog showed up.
It's probably worse than Horror Zava, in all honesty.
Well,
it's a better looking one of these, but but what I'm looking for, it's not it.
Yeah.
I think we put it below Horror Zava. Maybe just right there.
Yeah.
Better than a Hezro.
Yeah.
Thalia and the Gitrog monster.
Better than Hezro for sure, because I remember
Congratulations.
Look at Hezro.
He doesn't even get first billing.
Congratulations to Thalia, the 36th best frog in Magic.
He doesn't even get first billing in the freaking team up.
Even though it's like mechanically mostly the Gitrog monster still.
Yeah. Similarly, we have Yargle and Multani,
which has Alzheimer's of flavor text.
Happy Yargle Day, by the way, everybody.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, yeah, it's 9/3, isn't it?
You're right.
Didn't think about that at all.
Yeah.
I appreciate this is just a double. I almost said a double Yargle. A double Yargle.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just took Yargle and did him twice, and now he's an 18/6, which I think is the highest power printed raw on a creature.
But I also appreciate that Yargle helped Multani connect with his daughter in a sense.
Yes. Which that's a very froggish trait.
And it's specifically kind of just Multani boosting up Yargle's strength.
Yeah.
Helping him eat more things.
Yeah.
Just by hugging him.
Yeah. It's an inverse tree frog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Kinda. Yeah.
I will throw this out here. I actually do like this more than Yargle by itself comparatively.
I kind of with you. Like they're kind of.
It's one of those things where it's real good, but a lot of that is built on the original Yargle itself.
It's true. Yeah, almost all of the goofing fun on this is because of Yargle original, but I do think at the same time you can take that, recognize that, and still think that there is an improvement to be made on the sequel.
It does have Yargle's only line of dialogue in the game.
It's true. Gnash, ribbit.
Yes.
Words of an angel, honestly.
Only because he's eaten several angels, yes.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. Like, even if you were to put him above Yargle, I wouldn't put him above, like, Kami. She's Kami.
People do love Kami.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with just keeping them together, but I do think it actually is slightly better than the original Yargle,
So
personally.
put it literally just above Yargle. Right? Are you fine with that?
Mhm.
I can respect that.
Yargle and Multani.
All recognition pointing towards the fact that Yargle is like, you know, the Magic the Gathering fun meme character at this point.
One of several, let's be honest.
One of several, yes. But like the one that I can think of as being the one that has a day dedicated to, and a secret lair drop dedicated to him and things like that, you know?
Yeah.
But like Fibblethip and stuff. Fibblethip feels more like a mascot. Yargle feels like a meme character, if you know what I mean. There's different things.
All right. Let's do Gargoyles. So let's start off with the easier one. It's an art digital card. It's a Graven Archfiend. It's a gargoyle and a demon at the same time.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that it does a demonic pact.
Yeah.
This creates demonic pact, which is nice. I like that. That's very demon first and foremost.
I kind of love that this is it's a demon that's possessed a gargoyle.
It's kind of a neat
It's
idea.
making packs through it. It's like, you know what? That's actually really cool.
The only thing that's really gargoyle-y is about the artifact stuff, but also like this is a New Capenna card, so this stretches on New Capenna, so
it's
also
a cool like Art Deco gargoyle.
It's kind of fitting
with
4/5
flying artifact creature is
because otherwise all the gargoyles there were like angels in a sense. So
well, the angels were angels,
but you know what I mean. Like all the other don't. I'm talking about the traditional statues, just statues.
No, I get you, and they're different, and you know that.
Yeah. And otherwise, most of the demons on the plane were similarly turned into dudes. So, this is pretty okay. I think this is. I wouldn't necessarily say it's extremely great.
The thing that I'm going to say about this, about Graven Archfiend, is that I think Graven Archfiend is a good card that is neat, and I think that this of alchemy cards, which I am inherently opposed to in general, I think this one's cool. There is almost no gargoyle about this card mechanically. It is almost exclusively a demon. It just is thematically a demon possessing a gargoyle.
Yeah.
And I think that means that I can't like it too much, but I do still like it, you know?
I think it's a bitchin' ass art gargoyle, though. The art looks cool.
The art does look cool. The art does look dope. I will say that.
Yeah, but also I agree. Like, there's no waking up flavor here. It just does the thing. Like, it's already woken.
And like I said, that the fact that it's an artifact creature that flies, demons all fly, or most of them fly. So they don't all fly, but most of them do.
I'd put this above like Tower Gargoyle. That's about where I would put it, right below Locktwain Gargoyle.
Let me look at Locktwain Gargoyle real quick to really figure that out.
It's just another gargoyle that wakes up.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I think that's pretty good. I do like him more than Tower Gargoyle. That's true. That Esper Gargoyle look, I'm not super fond of.
Yeah,
I still like it. I still like him, but I get it.
No, and I don't dislike it either. And just saying, I don't think that it's not the coolest looking gargoyle I've ever seen, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Sure. I just think it's cool. I think I'd like the Art Deco look on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, time for stuff to get weird. All right. So the Tyranids have stuff that are called gargoyles. So I guess we'll start off with the token, with the Tyranid gargoyle token. They're not gargoyles. They're just called gargoyles because the whole thing is that the Imperium of Man just names stuff after things they know. So they just call them gargoyles. They're just flying Tyranids. They're just flying Tyranids.
And the thing is that if there's one thing that Magic does love to do, is name same as the creature type line.
That is true. This is one of those, but
well, with tokens, it's the name is whatever the type line is. That's just the general rule of tokens.
Yeah, but they could also just have named this as a card as well.
They could have, but it's a mass token. That's like saying the food. They named it after food.
They did though. It's food.
Yeah.
I think this is just the worst gargoyle. It just is.
All right.
I mean,
it's probably bottom of the list. Yeah.
It's like, it's fine.
You told me it's not a gargoyle, so I'm going to take your word for it.
It's a fine Tyranid, but
it's just a flying Tyranid. That's all it is.
Sure.
And then you also then have gargoyle flock, which is just a group of these.
Well, gargoyles do show up in groups often, so.
All right, we'll get it. It's better than Tyranid gargoyle, then I guess. Like you know, like
Yes.
like this is a fine depiction of a 40K gargoyle, but it's not what we're looking for.
They're good Tyranids. They're just not great gargoyles.
They did a good job of capturing the flavor, but not what I'm looking for.
Yep.
Let's do crab. Let's ponder the immortality of the crabs here. So there are 3 new crabs, but there are some weirdos in here. Actually, really all 3 of these crabs are weirdos. I guess we'll start off with Carnival Carnivore. This is an alien crab. It has crab-like traits, but it's more an alien that happens to look like a crab and have similarities with the crab.
If you told me that a crab had a tongue, I would punch you in the mouth.
I love that the crab's got a uniform on his hand to act as the attendant. I love that so much, actually.
Everything about this is very funny.
I'll be honest, I didn't notice that until just now.
Yeah.
That's real good.
He's got a giant brain in a jar. He wrote a sign.
It's a brain hat.
I like the art on it in general and the abstract.
Yeah?
I don't like it too much as a crab.
Yeah.
He does give you a ticket.
I like him as an alien horror for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. Here's the question though. Relative to the Simic crabs.
I do like it a little bit more than a lot of the Simic crabs. It's true.
Yeah, the thing with the Simic crabs is they're crab plus other animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just a weird crab.
No. It's not. It's a thing that happens to look similar to a crab. It's like going up on an
alien
planet.
What does that type say?
Look, motherfucker, if you showed up on an alien planet, everybody would just call a thing that happens to look like a monkey, even if it ain't a monkey. It would not have any primate DNA in that damn thing. This thing has no crab DNA.
You don't know that?
100%.
Zero crab DNA.
How many legs has it got?
This is convergent evolution.
Let's see, 8 legs. All right.
This is just carcinization.
Never mind, I've changed my mind.
Yeah, this is carcinization in effect. That's all.
Yeah, it's just carcinization extragalactic style. So
everything approaches crab, including aliens. Better than Scuttle.
And again, if you told me that a crab had a tongue, I would punch you in the mouth.
Again, is it better or worse than Scuttlegator?
Versus Scuttlegator,
I like it better than Scuttlegator. I like it better than
Scuttlegator. Yes, double checking on Scuttlegator.
As a crab, I like it better than Scuttlegator.
All right.
Because I love Scuttlegator.
But how about relative to Armored Cancrix, which is like a weird kind of shrimp thing? I think it's probably worse.
I like Armored Cancrix. Armored Cancrix is cool looking.
It is. Carnival Carnivore. Cool. Mirror Shell Crab is like, it's a crab wearing armor.
Yeah.
And then you can
Crabs are allowed to do that.
Also, it's on Kamigawa.
You can channel the spirit of this crab to counter a spell by blocking it with crab armor.
It's like a Heiki crab.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heikigani.
I think this is a pretty neat crab, actually. Like, I like this. It's also
got
huge.
ward. That's cool.
Which we've seen before on, like, you know, kind of other crabs that are just like immune to stuff, like chrome shell crab.
Yeah.
In fact, this gives me a lot of chrome shell crab vibes.
Being able to huck a crab out of your pocket and then it, like, you know, it blocks the spell of your opponent feels pretty crab, honestly.
Yeah, pocket crab.
Yeah. Being able to reach into your pocket and pull out a crab that's a 5/7, but still is that.
It's just a little
it feels pretty crappy.
Yeah. It's a big crab. I mean, if you look at this, you can see the cityscape behind him in the upper right. Like, it's a big ass crab. It's a very, very large crab.
As crabs are the largest on average arthropods, if I remember right. That's appropriate.
Correct.
I think that's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, this is a pretty solid crab.
Yeah. Forward to go.
Kind of have to look at all of the crabs to really figure this one out.
That's the issue.
Yeah, there's going to be one.
I have an update. I have an update. I'm looking at the full actual artist print of this thing. Yeah. There's a key detail we have to appreciate. I'm putting this into the Discord. There's a tiny little boy riding on the top of this crab.
Oh, that's precious.
Oh, that's solid. That's very good.
Or maybe it's a man sitting on the crab.
I
He's
think
like,
that's a man riding on the crab,
but
but
still, it's great. He's like this. Like he's taking this to. This is the middle of a metropolitan city. This is his ride to work.
yeah,
Or maybe his
crab is
job
a
is
bus.
driving. Maybe he's just like waterway defense. Who can say?
He's crab pooling.
Crab
Yes.
pooling. But that detail like definitely raises up. Also, I just like how cute this crab's face looks.
it's a very cute crab. I'm like,
Yeah.
makes me smile.
Hmm. I like it more than Hammered Warrior. Let me look at Wish Coin. I'm going up the list basically.
I think
Yeah.
I like this better than Chrome Shell Crab. That's where I'm kind of sitting here.
Look
I
at-
do like chrome shell crab a lot.
There's like I said, there's
I
a lot of
like it.
similarities here.
I do like Chrome Shell Crab a lot, but I think I agree with you.
I like
don't
it
like
better than horseshoe crab.
Oh, you do? Interesting.
Ooh,
You
spicy.
see, the thing you're fighting with here is you're having to make me fight against my intrinsic love of horseshoe crabs.
I know.
But the thing is
There's
always
not a-
that horseshoe
there's not a-
crabs.
There's not a little man riding that horseshoe crab.
And on top of that, as always, horseshoe crabs aren't actually crabs, so that's also kind of a thing in and of itself, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So if it's a crab that we really like, then it should be above a thing that's not actually a crab, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, you can't do that because then we have to readjust the entire list.
I'm not doing that for everything. We clearly had that discussion already. All
We
right.
did.
Yes.
It was a consideration.
Yeah, and I think I'm just getting that. I agree that above horseshoe crab makes sense. Mirror
I think
Shell's pretty
below
fucking good.
Charix is probably where I would land.
Yes.
Charix is
Charix
great.
Carix is
great.
pretty good.
All right. I'll put this right here then. Welcome to the new number 6 crab. Mirror shell crab. Cool. It's a good crab. One last crab. It's another weird crab. It's Uchulon.
This fucking guy.
Yeah,
It's
so Uchulon
it's a
just
lobster
happens to
with
have
arms.
crab traits. It's more like this is what happens when like a mind flayer does weird stuff to what's it? Were they parasitizing to create an Uchulon? It's some weird thing, right? It's like
I mean, you were asking the wrong damn person.
It's
An
yeah, that's right. It's a
Umber Hulk,
chul.
maybe?
It's a chul,
Oh,
which are
Chul,
lobster
okay.
aberrations that get then undergo seramorphosis. So and chuls are kind of just already like tentacly faced crab things.
Okay.
So, I mean,
I don't like it.
you're just saying it because I keep on killing you with them. But
Yes.
hey, folks,
They designed this thing, and I don't think they intended people to play 4 of it in a deck.
it's really funny when you do, though. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it is.
It's really funny. Let me tell you, on your tabletop games, if you're running things a little spicy, putting some multiples of Uchulon in there, or in like a crab tribal deck, because of course I have a crab tribal deck, it's very funny.
I need easily we can go ahead and directly compare it to the fucking Simic crabs, right? Like,
I mean, I think I'd compare this
I
directly
was
to Carnival
comparing it to
Crab.
a Raxid.
What?
I was comparing it to a like. Look at a Raxid.
I was comparing this to like Carnival Carnivore.
Look at a Raxid.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I like it better.
Y'all gave me shit for a Raxid.
I like
Liking
it.
a Raxid.
I like it this better than Araxid. It's got crab
Why?
tribal. Crabs caring about crabs.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Crab stacks.
No.
well, that's in and of itself. Isn't that kind of like anti-crab like sayings and stuff? Because
Yeah.
isn't the bucket of crabs bring them each other down.
That's
Yeah.
just crab racism. Crabs would never.
It's crabs in the community disliking each other.
yeah.
that would never.
it's
That's
different.
untrue. Never would happen. Better than Araxid.
Better than
I like.
Raxid.
I like this better than Riptide Crab. Riptide Crab looks like ass.
Not me. I like Riptide Crab better.
Riptide Crab looks like ass.
All right, let me go. ahead and
Riptide
check
Crab
out
is a
Riptide.
goddamn crab.
Riptide Crab looks like ass.
Riptide crab looks like ass though.
It's a crab.
He's got 4 legs.
So he's got
Wow.
6 pincers. That's 10.
He look
And
like,
they
That's a
have 3
decapod.
pincers
God
each.
damn it.
he look like ass.
But Uchulon has just like human arms.
Yep.
No, it's
And a
crab
mind
arm.
flayer's face.
All right, maybe not human arms. Doesn't look like there's fingers coming out of there at the end, but
He makes more crabs out of slime. What's more to love?
all right, I'll go ahead and say that right above Riptide Crab, but that's it. Don't go any higher.
All right. Uchulon. Play Uchulon in your
Horrid
crab
crab.
tribal decks.
Horrid.
Horror.
Horror.
Crab whore.
Yeah, let's talk about imps. 3 imps.
Scourges are back, baby.
Yep.
They are. Let's start off though with Blightwing Whelp, which I think is also a scourge, just not in the name.
It is a scourge, yes.
It's a Phyrexian imp, so it's a scourge, yeah.
Yep.
You can tell because it's got the horizontal opening mouth.
Yeah, it's got the
But
weird
it is
faceplate.
fun. There's a fun thing with the modern Phyrexian scourges that they do look heavily different from the old Phyrexian scourges.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have
It's
trait
like, yeah, I
aspects
just
of
think
them,
that's fun. They've got some aspects still, but they have different like head shape and stuff, and I like that.
Yeah.
It's like it shows that there's a difference between old and new Phyrexia, et cetera, that kind of thing, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this one is just a guy that poisons people, and then when you deal combat damage, you get stuff. You get to dig out some stuff based off how much the other guys are poisoned. That's it. It's a pretty good Phyrexian
He's
imp,
a real piece of shit,
Yeah.
which
which is an admiral imp trait.
that is in fact a pretty decent imp ability to have. So
Yeah.
he's
Just
okay.
a real shithead.
Yeah. Now is
Among
he
the
quite as,
scourges,
like,
pretty good.
but also he's not like as like fun. Like when I think about imps, I enjoy the
I do
the
think of fun when I
Yes.
think about
Absolutely.
the thing is, of course, is that imps are there's been this inherent like just scourges and the regular imps are distinctly different, and we've been judging generally how good the scourges are on being imps in general.
I want to remind you that
And-
you and Zorak have been judging the scourges that way. I think
Yeah.
the scourges are cool.
Look, they're not menials enough.
Tethered scourges. That's kind of why it's the
Yeah.
highest one up there,
Scourge familiar extremely is.
Yeah.
and that's why they're the ones that are highest up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and go along that way of that Blightwing at Whelp is not particularly. I wouldn't chuck this at someone and say just keep them busy, basically.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I don't know. I wouldn't put it that high as a thing. Like compared to like the more standard imps.
Gonna look
I
at Vault Scourge real quick. I think it's better than Vault Scourge.
Oh yeah,
looking
Vault Scourge
directly
is,
at the two
Vault Scourge
here.
is cool. I
I'd put
Vault Scourge.
this like probably I don't know.
I gotta
Just-
think about Putrid Imp real quick because I think I liked Putrid Imp quite a lot.
No,
Putrid Imp looks like a little fucking nasty man.
no,
I
but he
love
likes
that.
Dennis.
I don't like him, but I do like him because of that.
I would probably put this below Scourge Familiar.
That's what I was saying about looking at Vault Scourge, because I was thinking it would be above Vault Scourge, which is below Scourge Familiar.
I think Vault Scourge looks cool.
Sure.
I also think Vault Scourge looks cool. I think this looks cool too.
Ugh.
I'll
You just
put-
like because he's called Putrid.
I'll put-
like that it's called Putrid. Yes.
I know.
I'll put
That's a
it below,
great name for an imp.
I'll put it below Vault Scourge.
Sure. You're
Well,
allowed.
Thank you.
Our Scourge, 2 arts, Bone Picker
Bone
Scourge.
Picker Scourge.
It's kind
Bone
of that-
picking is a very imp thing, I think.
I do find it funny that between this and the new Vault or Scourge Familiar flavor, like it's implying that these are just 2 different imps that just happen to be in Kesket's pits. Just 2 different scourges,
Its face doesn't open the right way for a scourge.
but it has the same head shape as Blightwing Whelp.
Yeah, I'm just it doesn't have the horizontal opening mouth.
Kind of does.
Vertical.
But it has 2 different jaws down there. It's kind of got the pharyngeal jaws, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. It's not
Yeah.
strictly the way that the old split mouth worked, but it's still splitting its mouth just in a different way.
Yeah, I know. Does have that gross Dave Kendall art though.
Yeah.
Does.
I do
And
appreciate
again, I think that bone picking and like what it's doing actually does feel kind of that's impy. Although mechanically it doesn't really have too much on that
The
front.
flavor text is very impish.
Yep.
Mhm.
The corrupted thing makes it's more annoying the more, if people are corrupted, yeah, it's annoying them. But otherwise it's fine. It's not.
I think it's all right.
It doesn't have a whole lot of like the mocking flavor for the mechanics, so it's okay.
I think it's like directly comparable to Blightwing Whelp. It has sort of this. I like the art on this one more, but
yeah,
it feels
they're very
more
similar
interesting.
designs.
I think it's yeah.
it's fine. Like, would you put it much higher, Red?
No,
I think that all of the mechanics are less impish. Everything else about it is more impish. So I'd put it above probably.
I'll put it above.
Okay, noted. Bone Picker Scourge. Nefarious Imp. So this is yet another freaking Baldur's Gate / D&D one, which has the weird thing about these imps where they have like stingers like a manticore for some reason.
Whatever.
But he specifically is being used to spy on stuff as a familiar.
And he's a naked little man.
Yeah.
D&D imps are very much imp-ass imps. They're all shitty little guys who are the expendable servants of devils. So,
yeah. And I appreciate the fact that it's just like literally mechanically, it's a kind of a neat thing of like literally spying on the group when things happen. He gets information, so he's watching the comings and goings. It's kind of a neat flavor.
Yeah,
I think this is actually this is a pretty okay.
Yeah. That's a pretty good
imp. Yeah. I do like that he's not allowed to wear pants. That kind of thing.
He's chosen not to wear pants.
Yeah, but he's also not allowed to. He's fine with it, but he
doesn't want to anyway, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I might put this actually not towards the top, but I'd probably put this above.
It's upper tier.
Yeah.
Let me look at Pilfering Imp real quick to see if it's below.
Pilfering Imp's super impish.
Yeah,
it's definitely below Pilfering Imp. Sorry, I just had to look at him and get reminded that. Look at that art. Oh boy, that guy is really having a good time over there. Actually, no, he's not having a good time. He's terrified.
And terrifying.
Yes. All right. Kitchen Imp. Kitchen Imp is also pretty impish.
It's below Kitchen Imp.
I'd probably just put it just above Flesh Eater Imp is probably where I would put it.
Now, hold up.
I'm honestly right above Chimney Imp. I'm kind of above Chimney Imp.
Oh, really?
Chimney Imp's face is perfection, though.
Sure. No, I'll give you that.
Chimney Imp's
I'm going to look at Demon's Jester, but I feel like that's around.
Demon's Jester's real good, too. That's where I'm kind of...
Demon's Jester is fantastic.
There's a lot of good imps is the problem. You're right. Okay.
That's why I'm saying like
that's the issue. Yeah.
That's why I put it above Flesh Eater. It's where I drew the line. Because like if you keep on going down this line, you're just gonna keep on hitting stuff that you just the more you think about it.
True. I think you're right. Actually, now that I look more at it, it's above Flesh Eater. Yeah.
Damn.
It's not a bad place to be. Those are all fantastic imps.
Still top 15 imps.
Yeah.
Top 15 is a great place to be.
Yeah. Not if you're an imp.
No, because if you're an imp, you want to be like somewhere in the lower middle, I think. Because you're too liked by who
you want to be very low, but you want to be above Skeleton in a Barrel.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's talk about food. They put out so many new food. Holy shit. What the hell?
They straight up tripled the amount of food that is in the game now.
We're not even doing all of them because they revealed 2 Doctor Who food tokens that we're waiting for this set to come out for.
Because we know there's a third one, so might as well wait.
You're going to have to wait for us to rank Jelly Babies.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start off with some of the non-token foods, I guess. Let's start off with Candy Trail.
I love this card.
It's funny.
I adore anytime they play with the artifact token types. I love the Gold Hound or whatever it's called, the one that's a
dog. The treasure dog.
Treasure dog, yeah. I love the parcel mirror, which is a clue mirror. And I love the fact that this is a food clue. It's both of them at the same time.
Yeah. And when you pop it, you get the life and the clue.
Yeah. I mean, it's also a neat thing if you're following a trail of candy towards an untimely end. It's cute.
Yep. It's very, very fun flavor, which, I mean, that's one of the things that Eldraine is best at, is that the flavor on cards is almost always just really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, this is good looking candy. Not gonna lie.
It is. I like the
I mean, it's just candy. It's to lure you in. It's just candy.
I mean, I'm being lured.
Yeah.
I'm pointing at the fact that those are gigantic jelly worms that look a lot like real worms, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where does it actually stack up? I don't know. Like compared to a golden egg, it's probably better than a golden egg, right? No, it's better
I
than
made eggs
health
for breakfast.
I mean, look, it's like candy is good, but also like this is kind of just generic candy. Like that's all the deal is.
I like candy.
Yeah. When was the last time you had a giant sized lollipop like this?
Never actually.
Oh my god.
Not once.
I've had one of these before. I think they're actually.
But I have had the giant gummy worms.
Yeah. I actually think that the giant lollipops are kind of mediocre. Is the thing.
You can't finish them all in one go. It's like, what the fuck do you do with it?
Yeah.
You put it in a plastic wrapper and put it away.
No, the best thing to do with those would be to crack it apart and just suck on the bits of it.
Kind of. I would put this like below golden egg, in all honesty. Like nothing against Candy Trail, but like,
I mean, I'd put it above golden egg because I don't eat eggs personally.
Skill issue.
I did just have eggs for breakfast.
Yeah,
but does that mean that you're done with eggs for now, or do you?
Here's the thing: I've eaten two things today. I've eaten eggs and I've eaten some butterscotch, butterscotch candy. And I think I liked the egg more, so I'm going to go with it's below the golden egg.
All right, I'll take that. You had reasons. I'll respect it. Yeah. I disagree, but I respect it.
I understand that. Look, I can't keep eating candy all the fucking time. I've eaten a lot of candy.
Okay, candy is a sometime food.
And for me, eggs is a never time
fairly often food.
Yeah.
Look, if we're going to go that way, we're going to have issues here coming up, so...
Yeah, some of this food will literally, like, put me in, like freaking lock me in the fucking chamber, okay? We can't go there. Ariet's Tempting Apple. Now, this is literally a trap food.
Correct.
This is the poisoned apple. This is the Snow White poisoned apple, straight up. It's even blue.
Yes.
I still think I like the look of hell food better than this.
You wouldn't eat
I don't know.
You wouldn't eat like a glass apple?
I would if I knew it was fucking edible.
That's why you can make people lose 3 life, is you make them bite into a glass apple.
But the thing is that I can also use it to gain the life, which means it is still edible.
Yes, because you know how to eat it.
Yeah.
You're a weird glass eater.
I would do it. I'd eat the glass.
Look,
Comma sleepwise.
You've eaten the hell food. You've recreated the hell food live on stream,
and it sucks.
But would you prefer to eat glass than to eat that?
Well, that depends. Is it sugar glass? Because I think I would.
It might be sugar glass.
I mean, it might be it's sugar glass.
It is poisoned either way.
It's poisoned.
The glass apple is edible. That's good. The glass is poisoned. That's bad. But if you know how to eat it, it's fine. That's good. It's still cursed regardless. That's bad.
But it's a Snow White curse. So
yes.
Eventually a dude's gonna kiss you while dwarves watch.
It's true.
I mean, I wouldn't listen. If the dwarves enjoy it, I guess I may as well put up with it.
Okay. Thank you.
I'd put it above
the dwarves will enjoy it. That's every single one of theirs things. The fact that you're not into it makes them more into it.
Like I said, I've made the hell food. It sucked. So I'd put it above.
I'd put this.
It's definitely below Candy Trail, though.
Hell food looks like it actually looks like food, like a meal.
Above hell food. So this also looks like it's food.
No. So you're
I put this above hell food.
Listen, Zorak, the likely reason why we enjoy the chatoyance of glass and gems and stuff is because it reminds us of shimmering pools of water, which means that they always look edible. That's how they work.
Yeah. I'd eat a Chaos Emerald.
I'd absolutely eat a Chaos Emerald.
I just want to mention it here before I forget. Honorable mention to Ginger Brute getting new art. Just tip of the hat.
Where Ginger Brute looks terrified.
Yeah.
Because Ginger Brute is being chased by the big bad wolf, so.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Speaking of foods that are intrinsically problematic, for me personally, let's talk about lembas.
Okay.
So this is just hardtack, and this is just the densest bread you've ever damn seen.
I mean, I've eaten hardtack, so.
But this is like super hardtack. This is
no,
Red, once you have tasted the hardtack of the elf wenches,
Oh,
You'll never be able to go back to the attack of men.
wow. You're an idiot.
Look, of a depiction of lembas, like one of the most famous fantasy foods, this is a pretty okay depiction of lembas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is just hardtack, though, and which is not intrinsically appealing. And even in universe, this is most notable in the sense of like, hey, this is bread you can eat and you'll keep you going for a while without actually eating a good meal.
Yeah. Which, that's hardtack.
Yep. It's not meant to be good food. It's meant to be sustaining food, filling food.
Adequate.
I like the artistry on the stamp that they put on them. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But does it make you enjoy it more?
There's one thing. I mean, it would a little bit. You do eat with your eyes, right? So
it's still hardtack.
It's still hardtack. You're not wrong. I'll give one thing for elves. They make things the same as everyone else, except slightly prettier, I guess.
Yeah. It's the power of the elves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to eat hardtack. No, it's hardtack. It is the blandest thing you can put in your mouth. Water is more enjoyable, like for flavor, than hardtack is.
I had hardtack like 25 years ago, and I can still remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think this is probably, I mean, it's worse than Ariad's tempting apple. I don't want to eat hardtack.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That apple's kind of tempting by comparison.
I guess there is one thing from having eaten the hell food. I probably guess I would prefer the hell food over the hardtack. Actually.
Yeah, sure.
You're going to disrespect Mr. Tolkien this way?
Yes.
I don't mind.
I will disrespect J.R.R. Tolkien now and forever. You know this. I said this multiple times. Unprompted.
That's true. Just walk in the fucking room. Boop, 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 boop. J.R.R. Tolkien can fuck himself. Click.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess lembas is the worst food that's ever existed, apparently.
So far.
That a wizard has ever made, yes.
Yeah. Well, an elf. Sir Ginger, the meal ender. So this is another gingerbread person very mad about what happened to her.
It's a very bitter cookie.
She's very mad about what happened to her gingerbread boyfriend, as seen in the original Eldraine animation thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm glad Garrick
She hates planeswalkers. Goddamn.
Yeah, because Garrick hated her freaking boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that she got a horse.
Yeah.
Then that's what makes her a knight.
Yeah.
She does. I'll put it this way. She looks edible, but on the other hand, would be very hard to eat.
I am actually a big fan of gingerbread in general.
Yeah.
And I could definitely go ahead and scoop her up and put her in my mouth, I guess.
She will stab you.
She will stab you.
She will stab me, but you know what? There are foods on this planet I eat that stab me in the mouth anyway.
Yeah.
Big bag of crabs.
I mean, like, to a certain degree, this kind of fits with
crabs.
This is the thing we've talked about where, like, it's a reference to gingerbread explicitly, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
But is it better than gingerbread? No.
In this case, no. I mean, gingerbread is such a perfect... There's nothing as clever on this card as using haste as a way to make it so that you can't be blocked. Because Catch Me If You Can, the gingerbread man.
Yep.
Sir Ginger is a really good reference to the trailer for Throne of Eldraine.
Which is such a... that is like...
It's self-referential. It's not... Yes. It's not a, like, great folklore bit, you know?
Yes. I love her, but also...
Yes. It is also a reference to a fucking trailer. It's like them making a Star Wars set and putting in like the opening crawl as a card.
Look, we've recently joked about the upcoming Doctor Who set and the things we want from it.
Yes, like I want Wizards of the Coast to lose like the first third of the set.
Yep.
Just accidentally delete the file.
I want a saga where it interrupts with a Max Headroom thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I still wouldn't put this very high. Like, it's like I like gingerbread, but like, I'd prefer to eat an apple or prefer to eat an egg.
Looking at that pig, and I'd prefer to eat the pig.
I prefer the curly fruit.
I actually would not prefer to the curly nanners. Curly nanners are too powerful to me.
Yeah.
The gamelli bananas, bananelli. I love those too much.
Yeah.
So I guess I would put her above basket of baked goods though, because I specifically like gingerbread quite a lot over a lot of these other baskets of baked
I will
goods.
agree to that. I will agree.
All right, you're gonna put Sir
Good
Ginger
gingerbread
above.
is a beautiful texture and
But look
very,
at that
very
croissant.
tasty.
Look at that croissant.
It's a fine croissant. I don't mind that at all. But at the same
A croix.
croissant.
The croix. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
Sure. 3 bowls of porridge.
How do y'all feel about porridge?
It's all right.
I like a porridge now and again. I don't like just porridge though.
So my issue here is that sometimes the porridge is too hot, but sometimes it's too cold.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes it's just right.
It's just right.
Yeah.
And at times it's just right.
I
Make me
appreciate
want to go upstairs and sleep in a stranger's bed.
You know, here's the thing. I've got one problem with this card, and only one problem with this card.
Okay.
You don't like
There
the
should be
fruit.
deals 1 or 2 distributed as you wish, and because that'd be fire, ice, and food. Fire slash ice.
I get
you
you,
know?
but also I get
It would be too strong at that
that's-
point, actually,
That's
because it's a
also
colorless
too
source of
cute.
fire.
I think it's too cute. It's already
This is-
extremely cute.
It's incredibly cute already.
Exactly.
It's shocked. It's basically shock, frost breath, and food. So
Yeah.
not really frost breath. It doesn't do the untap thing. But
Yeah.
It's great flavor, like, you know, in terms of what's capturing there. It's not really a thing where it's like excellent representation of what they're going for. I think this is a very appealing porridge. I like, hey, we don't talk about crockery enough, you know, in cookware. I really like this this chicken bowl.
I also like the chicken bowl.
My mother would have loved that at our family home because she had a big whole rooster theme in the kitchen.
Oh, that's fun. I probably would not eat out of it though. I'd probably just put some coins in it because I don't want to eat out of it. I don't want to ruin the bowl. You know?
Sure. You said you're going to ruin it the inside with freaking coins.
Yep. I'll put my car keys in it.
Yeah, I also appreciate the fact that they put some berries in these.
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
Above the face
Plain-
pie, below Gomes gumbo.
Ooh. Mm.
Yeah,
I want the pig dinner more.
I think I'd prefer pig dinner.
Okay.
That's about where I put it.
But yeah.
It's good. It's not a bad place to be, but yeah, I'd prefer a pig dinner.
Yeah.
I like meat too much.
Also, you can't eat most porridges anymore either. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's fine. I can recollect. I can reminisce when the porridges past. Tough cookie. It's another food golem gingerbread reference, but he comes with another food. He's fighting some food.
Yeah. I kind of like this guy a lot.
You do? I
Yeah.
think this is kind of like
I'm kind of cooling on it. Is my problem compared
Yeah,
to
it's thing is, like-
Gingerbread and Sir Ginger.
So, you ever bite into a cookie and it just got a little bit of give?
yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. I kind of like cookies like that.
I just
Let
feel
them go a
like
little bit stale, and I like that. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like, it's the thing where like the joke here is not enough to make the fun fact that this is basically just the same thing as gingerbread again, just with worse flavor. Like, yeah,
It doesn't.
Oh, so
Sir
I'm-
Ginger
I'm-
feels realized comparatively.
That's the thing, though, is I'm not weighing it based on that because Gingerbread is kind of on his own whole level with that.
Yeah.
I'm based on I would consume this.
Yeah,
sure.
and
I don't
even
know.
still, I would prefer Sir Ginger in this case as well on that front.
Sure.
Above the golden egg for me, below the basket of baked goods.
I'd prefer the egg.
Again,
I would like it.
you know
more
my
than the baked
predilection
goods.
on versus eggs.
Yeah, I like it more than the baked goods.
Oh, I think we're at an impasse here.
No, the science works.
That means we average it out to above egg.
Yeah.
Tough cookie. All right,
Tough cookie.
fair enough. And the last of the non-token ones, Vegetation Abomination. I don't want to eat any of these.
It wants you to eat it, though. It really wants you to put it out of its misery.
On top of that, I do like a carrot. I'll eat a carrot raw, no problem. I love
like a
that
giant one, like anything like these are like show foods for one. Two, they're also like sentient, but they're also.
Do they want me to eat them though?
They're also poisonous. So
okay, that's more of a concern. I'll admit.
But it's the thing where like you don't know if you eat it, might be very tasty or it might be like not very tasty at all. But also
only one way to find out.
But it's the thing like if you think of like a show food like this thing, like they're not meant for eating. They're going to throw it out afterwards because like the act of like preserving it for showing it here makes it basically inedible.
That's not always true.
I could convert it into a carrot stock.
I guess.
I don't know what I'd use a carrot stock for, but I could.
But do you want to eat like these weirdos, like this worm carrot, this like Hydra carrot?
I don't care too much about carrots.
I kind of want to eat the worm carrot.
You want to eat this little old man?
Yeah.
I kind of want to eat specifically.
He looks like he wants it. He looks like he wants it.
Similar energy to Drampa thinking about those beans, but and you know what? Of all Pokemon, Drampa is probably up there for ones I don't want to eat. So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably put this below Lembus.
I would too. I just would still eat it.
Sure.
I really don't like hardtack. I'll take my chances with Grandpa Worm.
Grandpa Carrot Worm.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, they're basically in the same place, so it's fine. All right. Okay. Now for the real shit. Token time.
Non-token foods, yeah.
Now, which the other challenge here is you have to come up with like differentiating like terms how to describe these things too.
Yep.
So curly banana. I'm gonna update fruit to be curly banana. All right, guys. So we'll start with like the one from Mach from March of the Machine Commander, which is this kind of like I don't know how to describe this. Just like this medley.
It's a stew
bowl.
of stuff. Yeah, it's just a stew of stuff. It's like they just tossed everything. It's a Mulligatawny stew basically, or Brunswick stew, where it's whatever you have thrown together into a meal.
Sure. I mean, it looks tasty. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It looks undercooked.
Yeah, there's a lot of vegetables in there that are just
are
like,
basically raw in a way that's not super great. And also that meat was just kind of stuck in there. I think it might even just be actually just is literally just taking everything that they have, put it in their bowl without necessarily even cooking it.
They just didn't have any plates, basically. So they're like, well, this is where I'm putting my dinner in. I only have a spoon and a bowl. That's how I'm eating this. Like
also, some of those greens are just grass.
I mean, that you don't know. That could be an elephant.
You don't know what. Yeah. Look at his hand.
That could be an elephant, man. That could be a Loxodon.
I guess if that means like, okay, I want specifically just grass. Okay, fine.
It could be a ruminant, man. You don't know.
Yeah, could be a rocks.
Well, if it's a ruminant man, then a lot of these are probably not good for them to eat either.
Or it could be like we now know that we have little mouse boys in the multiverse, so maybe this is a little mouse boy.
Well, I think regardless, it's like this looks pretty good, but it's not like I'm not inspired by it as a meal. I would not be. I have a love of stews. I think that this just is not a particularly good, well executed stew.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm not going to put this. I'm not making the argument that this is good. This is actually kind of mediocre as far as these food tokens go. Like, it's fine, but
I mean, the art on it is good, and I understand where it's coming from. I just personally think that if I was presented with this as a meal, I wouldn't eat it all. I'd eat it, and I'd be like, this is okay, I guess.
Yep. I would probably put this above the apple, the tempting apple.
Yeah. I'd put it above the egg.
I would put it above Candy Trail and Golden Egg.
I'd put it above the egg. Yeah.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah.
Would you put it above the tough cookie?
I would put it above tough cookie.
Sure. Fine. I'm fine with that.
Baked goods?
You can call it. No,
not above the baked goods. The baked goods I actually would like to eat. So.
Bowl of uncooked grass.
Stew. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's not all uncooked grass.
Look,
There's things
no.
in this that aren't uncooked grass, and those are the parts that are edible.
it's an identifying terminology, though. You'll know what we mean.
Yeah.
All right. How about the Eldraine
Wilds of
wizard,
Eldraine.
the wizard meal? I guess is kind of the way to describe it.
So that's a French standing rib roast of an unidentifiable animal.
Yes.
There's some sort
Along
of
with
blueberry pie-ish.
yeah,
Yep.
and bread served with individual swirls of butter or cupcakes or something. It's hard to say.
Yeah,
This
some
is
sort of
probably
cupcake.
for like a party like spread.
It's for the dwarf party for the Ash archetype. Yeah.
Yep. So
3-layer pie is weird.
flaming.
As a fucking.
I was thinking
pervert's
the
food.
3-layer pie is weird, but not the flaming tankard, huh?
Oh no, the flaming tankard's fine. That's whatever. Like there's
Alright.
plenty of flaming boozes that people drink.
I don't know who they expect to eat that curtain though.
Am I the only one that finds like that sort of like rib roast like just like not that appealing? Like it just doesn't, just appearance wise. It's always the kind of thing I was like, eh.
I like rib roast.
I love a rib roast, but I will admit that I also just prefer it as chops if it's gonna
Yes,
be like
correct.
Frenched like that. So yeah. And again, 3-layer pie is a pervert food. That is the thing that I hear someone having made it, and I'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah. Like
That's something the Romans would be like, what the fuck is that?
This is the
Yeah.
type of thing where like you're at like an awards dinner or something. Like you're at like some sort of like a high end thing where like there's little bits of food. Like there's probably a thing where like this food's all here, but you're not actually gonna get that much of it. You're gonna get like little bits of it, and you're like, well, this is the food that they decided to put out as the spread. Oh well, this is what I've got to work with. Like this is pretty okay, but also you're not gonna come out of this thing getting that full afterwards. Like you
Also,
know,
that rib roast also is like I can't actually identify how it's cooked or anything. It looks like it's wrapped up with a
wizards.
plastic or something. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I mean-
not saying that this is particularly appetizing.
I mean, I'd still eat it.
I'd still eat it, yeah.
I put it above the
bread
bowl
looks
of.
fine.
I put it above the bowl of uncooked grass.
Yeah.
Same.
It's probably where I'd leave it.
Yeah, same.
They're calling it standing rib roast or something.
Sure.
Okay. How about the leavings of a food monster that was
From Sweet Tooth, yeah.
so it's a monster food that you can then eat the bits of it
A
afterwards.
witch animated a bunch of food to make servants, and it turned out it went horribly wrong. It's what the tough cookie's fighting.
Yeah, it's the type of thing where like this is not food I would seek out. It's ground food. You know, you're gonna eat this food-
It was also trying to kill you moments before.
exactly. It may have eaten other people too.
Correct.
And also, I have eaten a number of, gelatinized meals at this point, and a gelatin that's also spiked and wants to hurt me or
I mean, they're
wanted to
chocolate
hurt me.
spikes.
Yeah, but like even still, I'm not.
Also, Sweet Tooth is in the woods, so it is just covered in like acorns and twigs.
Yeah,
Dirt.
I don't know. I think this is pretty nasty, if I'm being honest.
I would honestly put it at the bottom.
Sure.
I would agree with that. Yeah,
We
sweet
had a
tooth
bunch.
leavings.
It's fucked up we don't get to like rank minstrosity and stuff, because I love that guy.
Look, man, it creates food.
Scream
It's
Puff.
not food.
Scream Puff!
Yeah.
The other one, I can't remember what it is. It's got the white adventure on it.
How about this dinner from Eldraine, which is so that's another golden goose egg there that's cracked open and been hard boiled.
Yep.
It's big. There's a bunch of little bits of fruit, some bread, giant tankard. Looks like a good breakfast. This might be like a
Little bit of it,
giant.
yeah.
This might be a giant's breakfast potentially.
I'm
Big
actually
old
really
tankard
into
of
this.
milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. This looks tasty. This looks like a meal I would enjoy.
I can just leave the egg behind, but at least there's a lot of other things for me to eat here.
Do you like not even use like egg yolk and things or anything?
Nope. I mean,
Wow.
I use eggs in things. It's purely if I'm eating them, like
Sure.
by themselves. I
Alright,
do not enjoy egg white or yolk. It's just, I don't like either.
Fair enough. I like dipping toast and stuff in the egg yolk. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't even like traditional carbonara because of that.
Ugh, what is wrong with
I'd probably put this above face pie.
I'd put it below face pie. I'd also put it below pig dinner. Personally,
I would also put it below pig dinner.
Okay.
That pig dinner looks pretty good.
All right.
Listen, if you've never had hog cheek is pretty.
It is true.
Yeah.
A
Cheek in
giant's-
general, good meat.
Yeah.
A giant's breakfast. All right. How about this bowl and this table set up for what I'm guessing is probably a witch's
Correct.
cabin.
The moldy bread and the eye and the rotten onion. Yeah.
There's like a brain in the back, I think. A bunch of
Yeah,
garlic.
I'm not gonna eat the man soup.
I will be honest, I would not quite like to eat this. I find that there's not a single thing on this plate that I would enjoy. There's molding orange slices as well.
Is this literally the bottom of this list? Because Sweet Tooth
This is
leavings.
bottom of the list.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is the one for the spell that kills Agatha. So,
Hmm.
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to eat Agatha.
The witch's rotting meal.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to some Lord of the Rings foods. So first off, we have this Hobbit spread, I guess.
I would absolutely eat Hobbit spread. I've been to Denny's.
So it's got a lot going on here. There's like sausages, there's some bread, cheeses.
Apple
Yep.
cores.
Jam.
Is this the first depiction of a sausage?
No.
No.
I think that one of the original suite of foods was a sausage, wasn't it?
I'm scrolling through. I think this is the first. This is sausage zero.
Oh, like on food? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like in magic in general.
No, on like
No.
a food. I do.
Yeah, probably.
I eat a lot of sausages. You need to understand.
I mean, you're Germanic, yes. I'm Italian. I don't know what you want me. Yeah, I'm fucking same.
it's just like, man, I like sausage a lot. This is a good looking spread. I really like how this looks. This looks.
Yeah.
I could pass the apple cores, but I'll take everything else,
Yeah. I mean,
basically.
There used to be apples there. That was first breakfast. This is second breakfast.
I see. 11Z's, got it.
Yeah,
What's
exactly.
fourth meal?
Fourth meal is way later.
Okay, just checking.
Although
Yep.
I guess for hobbits, fourth meal is actually just lunch, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. We're already past fourth meal.
Because you got breakfast, second breakfast, 11Z's, lunch. Yeah, it's just their lunch.
Oh, Taco Bell's losing money on that one.
Yeah. This looks great.
This is great. Out of all the breakfasts, this is the one I'd want to go for. So it's inherently above Giant's breakfast for me. At the same time, I'm actually not a breakfast eater, so I think I still prefer the pig dinner.
I mean, this doesn't even have to be breakfast. It's like you said, it's just like
I
11
could eat this
or
as
some
meal.
shit.
This could be meal for another time. Yeah.
Yeah, I might put this like just below Guillaume's gumbo.
I'm below pig dinner.
Below pig dinner?
I'm below pig
Yep.
dinner.
I like pig.
All right.
I don't know what you want from me.
All right. Hobbit. Fuck, what do we call this? Sausage and bread.
Hobbit spread.
Yeah, sure.
Platter. Look, I'm not going to be like, LTR number 9.
No, yeah.
Okay, here's another, I guess this
It's
is
more
this,
Hobbit food.
Yeah, this might be
It's bacon and fruit and mushrooms and tomatoes.
This is that
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
That bacon is swimming in bacon fat.
Oh,
it is.
I do love bacon is the thing.
Just earlier today, I used up the last of my bacon to make a pasta. So
What's in the back in the green bowl? Is that
that's mushrooms. There's a course of
Yes.
mushrooms.
okay?
Yeah.
This was good.
Mushrooms and tomatoes.
It's actually a
that's
lot of mushrooms on this in this image here.
Man, we picked the wrong timing to do this in this grouping
Nope,
of things to do this
nope.
thing. So now I'm like,
Nope.
man, we need to take a break after this thing. I'm gonna have to
Nope.
fucking eat.
Yeah, you're gonna go find a fucking floor candy.
What?
You're gonna
How
go
dare
find floor candy.
I don't have any candy. How dare you?
Yeah. Fucked up.
We'll find it on the floor.
Let's go beat a
Don't have it
candy
right
monster
now.
to death.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good. This is making like
This is
legitimate-
not a complete meal, though, compared to the other Hobbit spread, in my opinion. This is bacon, mushrooms, and tomatoes.
This is a course.
yeah.
I could still fuck with this though.
Yeah, I had probably like this. I think like I like this better than what we just ranked, the Hobbit sausage and bread platter.
I'm kind of same.
I'd put it below that, but that's up to you.
Okay, so this will be Hobbit bacon and mushrooms.
You know, Hobbit sausage and Hobbit bacon has a really, really fucked up way that could be interpreted. It's like anytime I see the card ground seal, I just think of ground seal.
Speaking of which, let's talk about this the scrumpulent meal. Now, this is a very non-traditional food, but I think you'll find lots of protein. Little hard to bite into.
I don't want
to eat the desiccated.
I don't want to eat the orc.
I don't want to eat the orc. Would you prefer to eat
the orc?
Would you prefer to eat?
I'd prefer to eat the rotting
food?
food to the orc. Yeah,
I think that's probably also a person in there, though.
I would prefer the.
I mean,
listen.
Here's the thing.
Witch
Okay,
to the
orc.
orc.
Witch is rotting food, right? It's rotted bread, which is already fucked. The orc here is full of spider venom.
That's true.
Yeah, I feel like that's worse. I'm going for the rotting food over the orc.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Webbed orc it is. Bottom of the list. All right. Okay. So now we have this thing, which, oh man. So the Lunar New Year rabbit hot pot. Man. That looks delicious.
Yeah.
And also you're eating there when there's bunnies there.
There are bunnies.
That looks delicious.
I don't want to share my food with bunnies.
What?
Yeah.
It's their food.
They're here.
But like could be mine. Saying that.
Look, you gotta. It's the hot. Everybody's sharing on the hot pot. Okay.
I'll do it, but I don't want to. I want it to be mine.
Looks real good.
That looks really damn good.
Yeah.
It's a very excellent meal. Yeah.
It's good looking fish. I think this is the first depiction of actual, like, clearly distinguishable fish in a food token.
I mean, there's not that many food tokens, so
there's now.
It's still a weird thing because there's a lot of things. This is the first. It's the first depiction of noodles. Like,
you're right. Yeah, this looks fantastic. To be honest.
Yeah.
More than would you prefer to eat this or gumbo?
That's honestly
gumbo, personally.
Where my brains.
I do like this a lot. I put this above the face pie easy. I still would prefer the gumbo.
I gotta look at the gumbo.
I mean, Gum's gumbo looks a little gross, but that's how you know it's good.
It's got a frog on it.
It does have a frog on it.
It's where you prefer to eat with some rabbits or a frog.
I mean, they're gonna be moon rabbits, right?
Probably. Well, they might be jerks.
I think I go with the bunnies.
I might go with the bunnies. Yeah. Yeah.
Because remember, you can't also eat bunnies.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's a poisonous frog.
Do that.
All right, rabbit.
I don't have to actually, eat the frog though.
You don't have to.
Rabbit pot. I guess it's not really hot pot, really. It's more.
There's all sorts of things going on there.
Yeah, rabbit table. But how do you feel about funnel cake?
I am 100% for funnel cake. I almost went to the fucking fair like 2 weeks ago just for funnel cake.
I'm also pretty.
Oh my god,
cake.
I'm for funnel cake.
I don't like whipped cream though, and there's a shitload of it on here.
You can scrape it off. I'll eat that part. You can have the outer part.
It's
That's
like,
fine. All right, I'll take that.
Is the fact that this is space funnel cake make this better or worse?
No, it's funnel cake.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes it space funnel cake, I think, is the fact that there's a huge amount of it.
So here's the weird thing I will admit. I have never actually eaten funnel cake.
Oh, funnel cake's amazing.
I have never eaten funnel cake. I never will.
It's just fried dough. It's just fried dough.
Sure.
It is very good.
The only thing I would want more than a funnel cake is maybe an elephant ear.
I might have had a funnel cake. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. I probably have.
Oh, fuck me. I could go for funnel cake right now.
If it's not going to go below Guillaume's gumbo, I'd put it directly above the rabbit table for that reason.
I'd put it above the rabbit table.
I mean, personally, the rabbit table is something I would more. I prefer a filling
I don't think
meal.
you really recognize how much I love funnel cake and how often I don't get to have funnel cake. It's very much a fair food.
Well, Doc, what do you think?
I've already said my place.
Where
I
was
said
it?
above the rabbit table.
Above the rabbit table. So the question is then, with you guys wanting it that high, how much do you like funnel cake?
I would put it above gingerbread.
I would not.
All right. I mean, I'm a neutral party here, so funnel.
I do love funnel cake. I actually would still prefer a very well-made gingerbread.
Sure. No, I get you. I can respect that.
And also gingerbread brood is also very fun.
Yes. And the fact that he runs and tries to escape from you makes him taste all the better.
Exactly.
All right. So the next meal, I fucking love burgers, dogs. I love burgers. I love curly fries. These are infinity curly fries.
Yeah, these are Mobius strip fries. Yeah, which is very cute.
And also, this comes with the benefit of freaking. You see that thing behind it? That's a soda. You know what I have within in my hand right now? A goddamn soda. You know, from that standpoint, this is like practically my lifestyle. The thing is, tall burgers are bad.
That's kind of a killer. Yeah, tall burgers are bad.
Can I tell you a secret about tall burgers?
You split it up.
You take them apart.
Yeah, but even then, like,
the problem though is that you're always missing bun then, because like
you're not. So you just stack them. You stack the insides differently. You can reconfigure it.
But from that standpoint,
unless there's an odd number of bun.
But the thing is, like, if you're getting this in, like this case, you're at a fair. They're getting this cheeseburger at a fair, and it's a giant cheeseburger. So, like, are you like then splitting it up between your compadres?
Yes, because if I'm at a fair and I got a burger like this, that burger cost me $30.
Yeah, I guess true. Because you can't store this for later.
Correct. That's why you split it up.
Yeah. Not enough fries if you're going to split it between a group, though. Someone would have to order a separate order of fries.
Correct. Which is another like $9.
Can I get a second order of Mobius strip fries?
Mobius strip fries.
It's going to cost you It's going to cost you 300 creme balloons. Like 300 creme balloons.
Well, I mean, with the exchange rate, that's like $6.
Can I exchange a child to the frog knot first and then get his money to do it?
I mean, the frog would probably pay for it. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, also, I'll just say, as far as like stacked cheeseburgers go, it looks pretty good. There's like a lot of stuff I like on a cheeseburger here. Like nice, bro, that's nice. Lettuce, got the tomato, got cheese.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can't see if there's pickle there.
Nice.
I wish there was some pickle there, but maybe there is. Who can say?
It's hard to say.
I'm fine with the quantum pickle because I don't like pickle on my burger.
Yeah, there's some like mystery greens sticking out there.
How could you not like fucking carbonara, huh?
I don't like egg yolk.
Yeah, I don't like pickles.
Oy.
There's like some mystery greens hanging out the side there, but those look probably they're just mystery alien greens.
They're scallions. It's fine.
Yeah, sounds excellent.
This looks pretty good.
Yeah,
I would probably personally, I'd like this more than a face pie. Like the downside here is that freaking like the stackums, tall burgers, just
I would like this more than I'd like this more than the bunnies. Those fries look real good, yo. Those fries look real good, yo.
I want to eat with
I
those
love
rabbits.
a good fry. You know this about me.
Sure, but I want to eat with those bunnies and the gumbo. I could go for some gumbo right now. I mean, I could go for a burger right now, but
I could leave this call right now and go get a burger.
But I could not leave this call and probably get a gumbo without having to spend significant amount of effort.
Correct.
That makes it almost more appealing. There's also something to be said for the atmosphere of the meal you're eating. Like a fair is not necessarily the most conducive atmosphere for enjoying your meals. I mean, I guess you're out there for fun with family, but like there's hassle of the stuff of dealing with the stuff in like a theme park. There's some annoyances.
I mean, I mean, you can't always just get a cheeseburger in paradise, rip Jimmy Buffett.
That is true, but I'm just saying, like, the atmosphere of eating some gumbo in the swamp, pretty good. Atmosphere of eating
down in Margaritaville,
getting some Chinese food with some rabbits. That sounds great.
It does sound great. I really like fries.
Pie.
I do like fries, and I do like burgers. So where are you putting it?
Above the face pie. I'm just agreeing with you right there.
Okay. Well. Whoop. Wrong direction.
It's all the food,
Burger
right?
Stack 'em.
That's it. That's the food. That's the food.
Fucking Christ.